Redmen are without. And Billy Burr of on that. They have not been able to run the football at all this year, averaging less than a yard per carry. They have no rushing touchdowns this year, and as far as big plays go running the football, only one 20-yard rush or more, and that was by their quarterback, Grant Borsch, this year. Defensively, very good defense, 4-3 alignment, and a couple of key players to keep an eye on. Wati Pati, the senior out of Pago Pago, American Samoa, he is among the league leaders in tackles coming into this game. 36 tackles on the year, 10.5 tackle for loss, and he leads the team in sacks with 4 on the year. And the other key player at linebacker, Ulalo Letuli, Latuli, also out of American Samoa, leads the team in tackles with 57. He has 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery on the year for this Viking team. So today, the Redmen, I think the goal is to keep it checked in mentally today. They need to keep an eye on things both offense and defensively here today. They've got to keep their head about them and just go about their business. I think when you look on the rosters of both teams, you got to believe the talent on both of these teams is going to be favoring Carthage here, and I think Carthage needs to focus on that. Also, keep an eye on trick plays today. An 0-7 team and 0-6 team in conference coming in here. I think this is a team that you have to watch out for. I think the over-under on trick plays today by North Park might be at 5 or 6. And that would include some flea flicker, maybe a backward pass to a wide receiver who's going to throw it back across the middle of the field. That sort of stuff you have to keep an eye on if you're the Carthage defense here today. And really, I think also for the Redmen today, they need to be able to run the football. That's something, again, that the Vikings have had trouble stopping the run this year. They're giving up an average of 232 yards rushing per game. That comes out to 5.4 yards per carry. So let's see if the Redmen can control the line of scrimmage here today and that running game. When we come back, we'll visit with head coach Dustin Haas, get his thoughts on this afternoon's ball game, the Carthage Redmen and the North Park Vikings here at Art Keller Field in Kenosha. We'll have that interview in the tunnel coming your way next here on AM 1050 WLIP.
There is no experience that compares to Carthage football. We move faster, strike harder, and train better than any other football program around. We compete in the CCIW, one of the most competitive conferences in the country, and we battle for championships every year. Our coaching staff knows what it takes to compete at the highest level. They pave the way for our students to be successful in the classroom and on the field. Our football facilities are top of the line and have formed a mecca for D3 football. Our multi-million-dollar stadium sits on the shores of Lake Michigan. We have a beautiful campus with top-of-the-line facilities. As a student athlete at Carthage, you will work harder than ever before. You will become bigger, faster, and stronger. You will have access to the best education, the best training, and the best facilities. Be a Carthaginian. Make your move.
Welcome back to In the Tunnel as we feature head football coach Dustin Haas here this afternoon from Art Keller Field in Kenosha. The Carthage Redmen getting set to take on the North Park Vikings this afternoon. And Coach, coming out of this North Central game, what was your takeaway from that game? I think they were the best team we have seen all year.
They were a very, very talented football team, a well-coached football team that came out of the gate, and I know we've talked a bit before. Our guys sometimes kind of have that wait-and-see attitude, and we did that, and they didn't, and the score reflected that. I think you look at the second half where they kept their starting offense and starting defense in, and we played a lot better. So I think it's part of the maturation process and part of our guys getting them to understand that they got to come out firing in big games like that.
I thought, and we talked in the postgame a little bit, my thoughts on it, the turning point, you're down 21-0, you started a drive, drove into their territory, went for it on fourth down, appeared to convert the fourth down, would have been first and goal inside the 10, but it got called back for a penalty, and I thought at that point that pretty much summed up the way the day was going.
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously that hurt. There were a couple other plays here and there that could have gone either way and went their way, and all that kind of snowballed into not a very good first half by us.
But as you said, second half definitely an improvement, and really the highlight was Tom Zach picking up the loose ball and running 45 yards on a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Yeah, great play by Steve Shipp getting the ball out, and great awareness by Tom Zach to scoop it and score and not just fall on it and get us on the scoreboard.
Going with the rotation of quarterbacks now with the injury to Colton Klein, Jalen Dennis, Billy Dury, is it just one after the other, or is there a particular sequence that you're looking for as you bring each one into the game at quarterback?
They have different packages, different things designed for each of them, and kind of as the flow of the game goes, what play is being called kind of determines which guy is going to be back there at quarterback. They both have kind of different skill sets that they bring to the table, so not really a set order, but you'll see both of them play today.
Some injuries coming out of the game against North Central, in particular. On the defensive side of the football, just some nagging stuff. So we're going to see maybe a little different look from you today defensively, at least to start the game.
Yeah, we're going to start a little bit different. We're going to start in the 3-down front. We lost Jake Simar 2 weeks ago, Brett Sullivan last week, so we're thin at the D tackle spot. And in order to be able to rotate guys in and keep guys fresh, we feel like this gives us the best chance to win.
We're going to get a chance to see some different people at that tackle spot, and some guys that have really played hard in practice on the scout team, getting a chance to move up the depth chart just a little bit here.
Yeah, they always say football's a game of attrition, and right now we're kind of feeling that, and some guys are getting their opportunity to compete right now.
Also going to be down a kicker here today. David Collins, injured in the game last week against North Central, is trying to step up and make a tackle on special teams.
Yeah, he was. He went to take on a block, and David weighs about 170, and that kid weighed about 240, and that kid got the best of him. So he should be back here in 2 weeks, but yeah, we'll miss him today.
Got to appreciate the fact he got his nose in there and wanted to do something to stop the return.
No doubt, he's a competitor. I don't think he thought at all about that guy's a big guy and I'm not so big. He was going to make a tackle, and you got to credit him for that.
Your opponent this afternoon, North Park, comes in winless. New head football coach, face familiar here to our Carthage people. Kyle Rooker taking over the head coaching job down there. But as I observe the roster and look at things here, this is a very, very young North Park team.
It is. They're playing quite a few freshmen, a lot of freshmen on the two deep. That's always a challenge, especially in the CCIW, where you play a lot of big-time football teams that play juniors and seniors, and it's tough to compete with a lot of those guys that are fresh out of high school.
They have yet to give up or score a rushing touchdown on offense. They've struggled running the ball. They've thrown the ball okay, but again, it's just a combination, I think, of just being young and inexperienced in there on the offensive side.
100%. College football offenses are usually a little more difficult than high school offenses to learn, and usually it takes some time to fully understand everything, and then you got to learn the different techniques and stuff. And I think they're playing 3 freshman O-linemen, and you can see some of those young kid mistakes that show up.
Pretty good defense. They have a good collection of defenders, and Landreau at linebacker, one of their leading tacklers, and Latuli, the other linebacker, number 9. Boy, he is something else.
Yeah, he's a good football player. Big kid, moves around, runs well, makes a lot of plays for him. They blitz him a lot, which is definitely a strength of his, and he makes a lot of plays on the move. Good football player.
So that said, what do you look to try and accomplish here today offensively against this North Park team?
That's one thing that we like to take advantage of with our RPO game, is put that guy in an island, make him make a decision, and hopefully take away some of his strengths, where he's got to think a little bit. He's got to decide, am I going to draw back in the pass, or I'm going to fit the run, and then we'll take advantage of whatever he decides to do.
Defensively, what do you look to take away from North Park?
First and foremost, you got to stop the run always. They haven't been a great running team, but they definitely still try to establish the run. They do a lot of shifts, motions to try and confuse you, to try and get you to misfit gaps. So we have to do a great job of keeping our eyes where they should be and fitting the gaps like we should, and take care of business there. And then when they do throw it, we got to be a lot better in coverage than we were last week.
I would think matching intensity today, also a big key. That's Kyle Rooker on the other sideline. He's got a little extra step in his game today, knowing he's going against a team that he coached for here for 6 years.
Oh, 100%. He knows quite a few of our guys still, and this is going to be their Super Bowl. We got to come out ready to play.
Your keys to the game here today?
First and foremost, we got to come out early. We got to start fast. We didn't do that last week. We got to come like we did against Milliken. We got to come out hot, and we got to keep the gas pedal down and take care of business.
And finally, the weather going to be a factor. This will be the coldest game I can recall in early November in quite some time.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly, but it's been chilly all week. It's something we can't control, and our guys should be prepared for it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Head football coach Dustin Haas joining us in the tunnel as we get set for Carthage Redmond football this afternoon. It's the Redmond and North Park University, Redmond and Vikings today. We'll pause, take a 60 break. When we come back, starting lineups and the kickoff of this afternoon's game right after this on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
And by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road in Kenosha. And a very special thank you to the Goches family and Mason's Eatery and Pub providing breakfast again this morning for the team. Outstanding breakfast burritos, the hash browns and fresh fruit. They have breakfast 7 days a week at Mason's Eatery and Pub, and I'll tell you what, it was darn good this morning as always. And a big thank you to Mason's for providing the team breakfast today for the Carthage Redmond football program. Let's take a look at starting lineups for this afternoon's game. We'll start first for the North Park University Vikings under first-year head coach and former Carthage assistant coach Kyle Rooker. He is also the offensive coordinator for this Viking team. They will start up front offensively at left tackle Clark Fremrow, 6'5", 306-pound freshman out of Madison, Illinois. Ben Urchel will start at left guard, 5'11", 244, a freshman out of Crown Point, Indiana. The center will be George Tafoa Jr., a 5'10", 278-pound senior out of Pago Pago, American Samoa. Rush Assing will then start at right guard. Assing, a 5'10", 252-pound junior out of Kailua, Hawaii. And Lyndon Ukashi will start at right tackle, a 6'4", 317-pound freshman out of Des Plaines, Illinois. The tight end this afternoon will be Naheem Smith, a 6-foot senior out of Wesley Chapel, Florida. The wide receivers, Stefan Gaminski, a freshman, 5'5", 165 out of Brookfield, Illinois. Zach Hendrick, another freshman, 5'5", 133 out of Bemis Point, New York. And Thomas Knight, a freshman, 6'2", 215 out of Hammond, Indiana. Will start at another wide receiver spot. The running back today will be A.J. Harris. Harris, also a freshman, 5'10", 227 from Chicago, Illinois. And the starting quarterback for the Vikings will be Grant Borsch. Borsch, a 5'9", 201-pound junior out of Walkerton, Indiana. Defensively for the North Park Vikings, a 4-3 alignment. At one defensive end will be Dylan Sunday, a 5'10", 209-pound senior from Aiea, Hawaii. Harold Alexander at an interior tackle. Alexander, 5'7", 250, a senior from Chicago. The other interior lineman will be Steve Salinas, 5'9", 245-pound sophomore from nearby Glencoe, Illinois. And at the other defensive end will be Wati Pati, a 6'3", 233-pound senior out of Pago Pago, American Samoa, coming off an 8-tackle, 1-sack ball game against Carroll last week. At linebacker, very good linebacking core, Uloo Letuli, at 5'9", 220, a senior from American Samoa, leads the team in tackles with 57. Arnaldo Landro, a 5'9", 220-pound sophomore from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, at middle linebacker. And Gary Anish at 5'10", 198, a senior from Chicago, rounding out that linebacking core. Secondary for the Vikings, it'll be Dalton McKay at one corner, 6 foot 175, a senior from Cedar Park, Texas. The other corner will be Daquan Derry, a 5'10", 173-pound junior out of Chicago, Illinois. The safeties, Keno Bennett, 5'9", 181, a freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Ryan Housen, a 5'10", 180-pound senior from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. That is the North Park starting lineup this afternoon for the Vikings. For the Carthage College Redmond, under head coach Dustin Haas in his second season now, 7-10, his record in 2 years here at Carthage. We will start out the offensive line at left tackle. Will be Drew Neville. Neville is a 6'3", 265-pound sophomore from Rolling Meadows. Moved to left tackle this year after starting at right tackle a year ago. Omar Roberts will get a start at left guard, 6'2", 290, a sophomore out of Naperville Central. Matt Ferraro will center the football today, 5'10", 270-pound senior out of Richmond, Burton, Illinois. Right guard Travis Werner, 6'2", 280, a senior from New Lenox. And Alex Pavlov, a 6'4", 250-pound freshman out of Park Ridge, Illinois, will play right tackle. The starting tight end today will be Sammy Limbaugh. Limbaugh, 6'1", 245, sophomore out of Marion Catholic Central. And the starting wide receivers, it'll be Eddie L. getting a start today. Brett Patton out with injury. It'll be L, the freshman, 5'9", 160-pounder out of South Holland, also a Marion Catholic Central grad. Patrick Murphy will start at wide receiver, 6'3", 200-pound junior out of Evergreen Park, Illinois. And the leading receiver for the Redmen, Javon Stricker, 5'9", 180, a junior out of Palatine, Illinois. Dana Fontenot will get the start at running back today, 5'9", 195, a sophomore out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. And the combination starting quarterbacks today, will give them both here the props. Jalen Dennis, the 6', 190-pound sophomore from Wheeling, Illinois, and Billy Dury, also expected to play today, 6'1", 205-pound junior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. That is your Redmen offense. The Redmen defense today, it's going to be a 3-4 look today. The three down linemen include Gabe Vila, 6'5", 246, a junior out of Naperville, Illinois, prepped at Central High School. Dylan Ramirez will get the start at 6'2", 285, a junior from Niles, Illinois. And Jalen Slater in there, a sophomore, 6'1", 205-pounder out of Bellwood, Illinois. That's your three down linemen. Your four linebackers today for the Redmen include Anthony Martin, a 5'10", 182-pound sophomore out of Lamont, Illinois, in place of Josh Wayan. Stephen Shipp will get a start today as well. Shipp, the junior, coming off his best game last week, 5'10", 225-pounder. Joe Montoya at a linebacker, 5'11", 215, a junior. And Kevin O'Boyle, a 6', 215-pound junior, rounding out the linebacking core. The secondary for the Redmen today, it'll be Bobby Baker at one corner, 5'7", 160-pound junior out of Savannah, Georgia. Tommy Williams at a safety spot. Williams, the 5'11 sophomore out of Baytown, Texas. Galvin Hoops getting a start today as well. Kind of a game-time decision, but it looks like he'll go. 6'1", 190, a senior out of Naples, Florida. And at the other corner will be Jeremiah Baker, 5'11", 185, a sophomore out of Temple Terrace, Florida. Take a look at the CCIW standings here this afternoon going into the league games. And the Wheaton Thunder, a one-game lead over North Central College for the top spot in the CCIW. Wheaton coming in at 6-0 in conference play. North Central at 5-1. Then you have Washington University at 4-2. Illinois Wesleyan at 4-2. Augustana, Carthage, and Milliken all tied at 3-3. Elmhurst and Carroll at 1-5. And North Park at 0-6. Your schedule this afternoon for the CCIW, number 5 ranked Wheaton is at Waukesha to take on Carroll. Number 7 North Central is at Elmhurst today. Augustana in St. Louis to take on Washington University. And Milliken is in Bloomington to take on Illinois Wesleyan. The Redmen taking the field here as they make their way out of the locker room today. North Park already on the field, ready to go. And looks like the captains will get ready here to make their way on the field. But we're first going to have our national anthem here coming up. And a very special performance here today. It'll be Nathan Takahashi Jr. He is a junior here at Carthage College. He's out of Cary, Illinois. He's a music education major, and he will sing our national anthem here today. So we're very pleased to have Nathan Takahashi in the house. He will be singing our national anthem as the team's lining up on the sidelines here. Helmets off in right hand, and we will have our national anthem here this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Well, we were told it was going to be Nathan Takahashi performing our national anthem, but as you could tell, that was a recorded version nonetheless. But it is going to be a brisk afternoon here at Art Keller Field. Temperatures in the upper 30s, wind chills in the lower 20s, a gusty west wind blowing cross field here, and it will cause some problems here today as it'll be a cloudy afternoon and feels like the early December rather than early November here today. Javon Stricker, Kevin O'Boyle, and Jalen Dennis out there, the captains for the Redmen. As they get set for the coin toss here today. There for the North Park Vikings, it'll be Ryan Housen, a senior. So Carthage has won the toss. They will receive. They'll defend the goal to our right. North Park, the goal to our left here today. So, as I mentioned, it's going to be a brisk afternoon. The Redmen decked out in their home red jerseys with the white numerals, the gray sleeves with the red numerals on the side, red helmets. North Park in the all whites today. White jerseys, white pants, blue and gold numerals, and the black and blue helmet. Eddie L. will drop back along with Jacob Boucher. Boucher out of Mukwonago. His team played well last night against Muskego, losing to the Warriors last night by a score of 17-7 in the second round of the Wisconsin High School playoffs. Alex Santillan will do the place kicking here for the Vikings. He has the ball teed up middle of the 35-yard line to my left. Both L and Boucher standing inside the 5-yard line. And game number 8 of this season is underway here in Kenosha. It'll be a short kick. Be taken here on the near side by Robert Lee out across the 35, and he's driven back there at the 36-yard line. It'll be a short return, but nonetheless good field position here for the Redmen. Robert Lee making that fielding kick, 6'2" senior for the Redmen. It'll be Jalen Dennis starting at quarterback. He'll have Dana Fontenot in the backfield. Billy Dury will start at a tight end. He's lined up in a slot to the far side along with 3 receiver look for the Redmen here on that right side. From the pistol, Jalen Dennis will take the snap. And he will fake the handoff to Fontenot. Comes around the right side. He'll be chased down for a loss of 2 back to the 34-yard line. Wati Pati, the defensive end over on that near side, able to crash through and make the play. Be a loss of 2. It'll bring up second down and 12 for the Redmen. 3 receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right side here for the Redmen on this second down and 12 from their own 34. Dennis will pass. Has time, now leaves the pocket, will sprint left side, has some room across the 40, angles to the sideline to the 45 and gets out of bounds across the 45-yard line. Eddie L. setting a nice block here on the near side, taking out Daquan Derry, allowing Dennis to pick up 11 yards on the play. It'll be a yard shy of the first down. So 3rd and 1 upcoming here for the Redmen. They hurry up, get to the line, snap the ball. Fontenot up the middle will take it for the first down across the 47 near the 48-yard line for a pickup of 3. Fontenot, his first carry. 513 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns this season for the sophomore out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Now Billy Dury will step in at quarterback. They'll move Dennis out to a slot far side along with Eddie L. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Dury gets the snap. Fakes the handoff to Fontenot. Throws over the middle. Catch is made. Javon Stricker breaks the tackle inside the 30, 20, 15, sideline and out of bounds. Near the 10-yard line, they'll mark him out at the 11. 34-yard pickup by Stricker. Looked like he was going to be stopped right around the 35 inside the 40-yard line, but broke the tackle outside and took it out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 11. 34-yard pickup by Stricker. First down for the Redmen at the North Park 11-yard line. Had 3 different North Park players trying to take him down that time, and he was able to break free. Dury fakes the handoff, throws back looking for Stricker. Incomplete, a lot of contact back there. He and Dalton McKay arm to arm that time. McKay on the defense. Bring up a 2nd down and 10 from just outside the 10-yard line. Redmen don't huddle. They're at the line of scrimmage ready to go. Dury wants Fontenot to line up to his left. Again, Jalen Dennis in a slot right. Dury looking to throw all the way here. Scrambles out to his right now. Will throw it in the far side of the end zone, and it's caught by the defender, but out of bounds on that far side. Pass was intended for Patrick Murphy. Unable to come up with it. And it'll bring up 3rd and 10 at the 11-yard line. Dury that time straight pass, was looking right side all the way and sprinting to his right. Needed to get a little bit more on that just to throw that one away. Again, rolling right is Dury. Going to throw back of the end zone. Catch is made. Touchdown, Carthage. Jalen Dennis grabbing that pass through the middle of the end zone. Able to make the catch, and the Redmen on the board here early by a score of 6-0. Dury, his first touchdown pass of the year. And Jalen Dennis able to come up with the reception. His first of the year. This will be Kyle Kursak attempting the extra point. Again, David Collins out with a concussion this week. So Kursak to attempt the extra point. Good snap. Ball is down. The kick is away, and the kick is no good. Wide left. Hooked it left. 6-0 Redmen here with 12:42 to play here in this first quarter. We'll step out and take a break. Redmen up 6-0. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Billy Dury with an 11-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Dennis. And the Redmen lead by a score of 6-0. A 7-play, 64-yard drive. The big play on that drive, the 42-yard pass play from Dury to Stricker, set them up at the 11-yard line. Kursak to kick this one off. It'll be a short kick through the hands and picked up and out of bounds at the 10-yard line as it went through the returner's hands. That back there was Zach Hendrick, a freshman. And he bobbled it, went out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So that's where North Park will start their drive, at their own 11-yard line. Grant Borsch, quarterback. He will lead them out. 5'9", a junior out of Walkerton, Indiana, coming off his best day last week. 11 of 26 for 220 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Harris, the single man in the backfield. And they will come out throwing here on first down to the near side, and roped down is the receiver who made the catch, Thomas Knight, with a catch near the 15-yard line. Will be a pickup of 4. Set up a second down and about 6 here for North Park. Again, they'll line up Thomas Knight, a freshman here in the near side, single coverage. Working on Keith Freeman, who's out there now. And the Redmen with 3 down linemen here. They'll fake the handoff. Borsch wants to throw left side, going over the middle on a slant. It's incomplete. Had a receiver out there. Trying to make the diving grab was Stefan Gominski, the freshman wide receiver. He was lined up as the single wideout on that left side and was just running a skinny post route just inside the left hash mark, and Borsch could not connect with him. So it brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Vikings at their own 14-yard line. Converting 16% of third downs this season. They go with 3 receivers to the left side. Movement up front. Redmen get back. Borsch looking to throw. Now under pressure, and down he goes. Back near the 12-yard line. The ball came out, but Borsch was able to fall on it. It'll bring a 4th down for the Vikings. So coming out throwing here right away. Looked like Gabe Vila got in there and made the sack and the strip, but Borsch was able to fall back on the football. Be a loss of 4. It'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Vikings. Santillan now on to punt. 36-yard average, had a long of 55. He's had 4 punts, I should say, of 50 or more yards this year. And this will not be one of them. This one will angle to the near sideline. It'll take a Redmond bounce and will roll out just across the 40. They will spot it at the 42 of North Park. So a 27-yard punt, no return. Redmond with good field position here. 11:08 to go here in the first quarter, leading by a score of 6-0. Our game today is brought to you in part by Something Different, a sports fan fantasy land on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha, by Berkshire Hathaway Epic Realty, by SinusandSnoringMD.com with Dr. Swerdlin. They're located on Green Bay Road in Kenosha. Billy Dury now at quarterback here to start this drive. Fakes the handoff to Fontenot, swings it back to Limbaugh near side. His first reception today. Sophomore to Marion Catholic, just his 4th catch of the year. Gain of 7 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 3 for the Redmen. Again, Carthage in a hurry up. They get to the line of scrimmage. Jalen Dennis now at quarterback. Will hand it off. Fontenot trying to go around the right side. Nothing there. Stuffed almost immediately as he hit the whole right side. He ran into Keno Bennett, the strong safety, who was coming in on a blitz that time. Bennett, the freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And quickly now, Redmond facing a 3rd down and 3 from the Viking 35-yard line. Dury will take the snap this time. Peyton Lingle now at running back. And Dury wants to throw. Going deep, has the man. Jalen Dennis makes the catch over the shoulder down to the 10-yard line. He beat Ryan Houston that time. the season, 17 carries for 106 yards and a touchdown this season. Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6 from just outside the 7-yard line. Limbaugh in a wing here to the near side. Dury at quarterback, Lingle in the backfield. 3 receivers going out. Dury wants to throw. Throws it back shoulder, but it's dropped in the end zone, incomplete. Looking that time for Javon Stricker. That was a pretty good throw by Dury. It was thrown low, back shoulder. Only person there to get it would have just could not handle it. Third and 6 from the 7-yard line for the Redmen. Dury remains the quarterback. Lingle in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, L and Cole Vercelli. And Dury looking left, now under pressure, scrambles to his right, throws on the run, into the end zone, caught, touchdown Redmen. Diving grab by Javon Stricker, who was lined up as the single receiver on that right side, came back to Dury as he scrambled out to his right, came back toward the football and made the catch just over the goal line, and the Redmen add to their lead now 12-0. Check that. They're going to rule him down inside the 2. So not a touchdown here. They will give him the touchdown. It is the touchdown. They're going to go for 2. The ball was tipped and it's incomplete, looking on a slant route that time. It was intended for Vercelli. Could not come up with it, and so the 2-point conversion goes by the wayside. So the Redmen do score here. 6-play, 42-yard drive, and it was the pass to Stricker from 7 yards out. Touchdown pass from Dury to Stricker. 2nd touchdown thrown by Dury today. And the Redmen lead it by a score of 12-0 with 8:58 to go here in this first quarter. Our game today is brought to you in part by Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 on Highway 50, by Ruffalo's 2 Family Restaurant, located on 45th Street in Kenosha, and by our friends at Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery, that's home of Mama P's Ho-Ho Cakes on Sheridan Road. Also want to give special mention to Mason's Eatery and Pub. A big thank you today for Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road. They provided the team meal this morning. They have great breakfast 7 days a week at Mason's Eatery and Pub. And boy, we had a good one today. Breakfast burritos, some hash browns, and fresh fruit. Very good food here today. We thank Mason's Eatery and Pub for catering that breakfast. DeCon Derry will make the reception here on the kick. Spins out of a tackle across the 20, out to the 23-yard line where he is driven down there. Coming down on special teams for the Redmen, that was Will Ferry. Ferry, a 5'9" freshman, able to get in there on the stop. North Park, their 2nd possession here with 8:52 to go here in the first quarter, trailing by a score of 12-0. Came out throwing to start their opening drive. See if they continue that. They'll go with 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver left of the formation. They drag that receiver in motion. That is Thomas Knight. And Borsch looking to throw. Climbing the pocket, lost the football, coughed it up. It's loose on the turf. Redmen pick it up. Inside the 20 with it, spinning out of the tackle that time. And still on his feet is Steven Shipp. It'll be fumbled before he got back down on the turf, and I think North Park recovered here. Originally, Borsch had it knocked out of his hand. Gabe Vila with the sack and the strip. The fumble recovered by Shipp, but then as he tried to struggle for extra yardage, he coughed the ball up, and it was recovered, I think, by Tafao, Joaquin Tafao, able to make that recovery. And because there was a change of possession, this will be a first down play now at the 19-yard line for North Park. They'll mark it at the 18. First down, North Park on that recovery. Play action. They roll Borsch out to his right. Throws it on the run. Completes here to the near side to Naeem Smith. Naheem Smith gets out of bounds across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. That'll be good for a North Park first down. So the Vikings pick up the first down, their first down of the day. Pickup of 15 on the swing pass here to the near side to Naheem Smith. A little more room in which to work here from their own 33. Borsch takes the snap, will hand it off. A.J. Harris on the carry, and he is buried just across the 34-yard line. May have gotten a yard out of that to bring up second down and 9. So a gain of 1, second down 9, ball at the 34 of the Vikings. Borsch working from the pistol. Redmond rushing 3 here this time. Play fake, Borsch stepping up. Again coughs up the football. Ball is out again. And it's still loose inside the 30. Redmond say they have it. Let's see. It is Carthage ball. Third fumble of the day by Grant Borsch. And we've got an injured Viking player down. It's Rush Onsing, the interior lineman. He's back up gingerly here. So it's the third strip fumble by the Redmen here on Borsch. This time they recover and hang on to the possession. It'll be Carthage ball from the Viking 24-yard line is where they will put it down. Again, it looked like Vila and Ramirez in there to make that play. So Dury will start this drive as the quarterback. He'll have Peyton Lingle in the backfield. Jalen Dennis lined up in a slot to the right side. Not sure what the delay is here, as everyone's kind of standing around. It's like the line judge on that far side was having a conversation with the North Park coaching staff. Now we're set. Dury out of the pistol. Awaiting the snap here. Has Peyton Lingle lined up behind him. And Dury now will get scrambled out to his right. Has some running room. Dury inside the 20. Far sideline and angles out of bounds near the 11-yard line. That's where they will mark him out. 13-yard pickup on the scramble by Billy Dury down the right side. He was being flushed out that time by the defensive end. Dylan Sunday, coming completely across the formation, was trying to chase him down. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for the Redmen. This time it's Jalen Dennis at quarterback with Peyton Lingle to his left. And Lingle will get the handoff, and he is met in the hole just inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. Gain of about 2. Potty there to make the tackle. It's his 3rd tackle this afternoon already. Gain of 1. 2nd down and 9 from the 10-yard line. 6:15 to play, first quarter. Redmond lead it by a score of 12-0 in the red zone again. Dury now at quarterback, scrambles to his left. Still on his feet. Keeps his footing inside the 10 and then brought down near the 8-yard line. Latuli was there to make the stop. Bring up 3rd down again here for the Redmen. Carthage a perfect 4 for 4 on 3rd down so far today. Dennis and L lined up to the right side with Dennis in a slot. Near side receiver is Stricker. Lingle in the backfield for Billy Dury. He'll hand it off to Lingle. Lingle will work his way inside the 6 down to about the 5-yard line. Stop short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 4th down and 2 for the Redmen. Not much running room that time for Lingle. Kind of a late handoff. Lingle trying to force his way in there. So it'll be 4th and 3 from the 5-yard line. They need to get to the 2 for the first down. Dury at quarterback. He'll take the snap. Wants to throw. Back corner end zone. Going up for it for Dennis, and he comes up empty as it goes in and out of his hands. Defended well on the play by Ryan Housen, who was able to knock that ball away from Jalen Dennis at the last minute. And so the 4th down conversion goes by the wayside. So North Park will take over at their own 5-yard line with 4:57 to play here in this first quarter. The Vikings trailing the Redmen by a score of 12-0. Our game today brought to you in part by Wingstop of Kenosha, located on Highway 50, by our friends at Bob Rohrman's Kenosha Nissan, by the Vigiano Insurance Agency. Call Steve and he'll shop for your insurance needs, and by S.J. Crystal's Menswear, downtown Kenosha. 4:57 to play, first quarter. Redmond up 12-0. Vikings take over on their own 5-yard line. Redmond showing blitz. Borsch now going to throw it out near side, looking for the one-handed grab, and it's incomplete. Late penalty flag down, as defending on the play that time was Keith Freeman. He was defending the intended receiver here, Thomas Knight. This might be offensive pass interference. Let's see. Jeremy Reed is our official here this afternoon. His microphone doesn't appear to be working, so it is a pass interference call against the Redmen. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage will move the ball up to the 20-yard line, and a first down for the Vikings. So interference, the call on Keith Freeman, interfering with Thomas Knight on that attempted catch. 1st and 10 Vikings from their own 20-yard line. Borsch will send Smith in motion to the right. He'll line up as a wing. And Borsch wants to throw. Redmond coming hard. Again, they're looking here to the near side. Again, it's knocked away by Freeman, incomplete, looking for Knight. So evidently, Vikings trying to lock in on single coverage here with Freeman in there ahead of Jeremiah Baker here on this near side corner. So it brings up 2nd down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Clock stopped, 4:45 to play, first quarter. Redmond leading by a score of 12-0. A couple of touchdowns, a missed kick extra point, and a missed 2-point conversion. Borsch now tries to swing it out far side, completes the pass out there to Hendrick. He'll make the catch across the 20 and out to the 23-yard line where he is wrapped up there. That was a quick shot that time to the left side by Borsch to Hendrick. Short gain, though. Gain of about 4 out to the 24-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Vikings. Vikings 1 for 2 on 3rd down so far. They'll work it from the left hash mark, going left to right. 3rd and we'll call it 5 from the 25. Low snap to Borsch, rolling out to his right. Wants to throw on the run. It is nearly picked off and in and out of the arms of Bobby Baker, incomplete. Well, he had double coverage out there. It was intended here to the near side for Hendrick. Bobby Baker jumped the route. Would have had an easy pick, but couldn't gather it in. And it falls incomplete, bringing up 4th down, and the Vikings to punt for the 2nd time. Santillan in to punt. It'll be Javon Stricker back there to receive this punt, and it's a good one. Stricker signaling for and making a fair catch near his own 40-yard line. They'll officially spot it at the 41. That's where the Redmen will take over their own 41-yard line with 3:53 to go here in this first quarter, leading by a score of 12-0. Redmen play their final road game of the season next Saturday. They'll be down at McCulley Stadium in Wheaton to take on the Wheaton Thunder. We'll have the broadcast for you beginning at 12:30 next Saturday afternoon, and then the final home game of the season on the 16th of November. That'll be Senior Day when the Redmen entertain Augustana. Jalen Dennis will start this drive at quarterback from his own 41-yard line. Dana Fontenot back in as a running back. The fake to Fontenot. Dennis under pressure, and down he goes back at the 35-yard line. Wati Pati, the senior from Pago Pago, American Samoa, with the sack. That's his 5th sack of the season, among the league leaders in the CCIW in that category. One of the bright spots on this Viking defense. Loss of 5 makes it a 2nd and 15. Dury rolls to his right now. Looking to throw on the run, and was it caught? Intercepted? What was it here? No signal yet from the officials. They'll call it an incomplete pass. There was a defender there jumping in front of Jalen Dennis, the intended receiver. So it brings up a 3rd and 15 here for the Redmen at the 36-yard line. Again, Dury at quarterback has Dennis in a slot to the far side. Wants to throw. Now scrambles out of the pocket to his left. Steps up, now throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Coming back to the near side. Was looking for Limbaugh, the tight end. Was thrown away from him, incomplete. Brings up 4th down, and the Redmen will punt. Do it all, Billy Dury. I believe he's the long snapper here for Jalen Dennis, who will punt. Again, without David Collins today, he's out with a concussion. Gets a good snap back to Dennis. He'll get this one away. A nice end-over-end punt. Will bounce at the North Park 35, picked up on the run at the 25, and then wrestled down there is Dalton McKay, the return man. About a 5-yard return, just shy of the 30-yard line. That's where North Park will take over their own 30 with 2:56 to play here in this first quarter, and the Redmen up by a score of 12-0. Other games this afternoon. Wheaton is leading Carroll 6-0 early first quarter. North Central has jumped all over Elmhurst. 2 minutes to go, first quarter, 20-0. Cardinals on top of the Blue Jays. And it's Illinois Wesleyan leading Milliken 7-6 midway through the first quarter in Bloomington. 2:56 to play here in the first quarter. North Park with the football from their own 30-yard line. Grant Borshik, quarterback from the pistol, will hand it off. Not much room. Ball came out again. And let's see if the Redmen recovered. Officials in there unpiling here. As they handed the ball off, it went to Gminski, and it's Carthage ball. 4th fumble, 3rd recovery by the Redmen today. And we're just in the first quarter. And again, the Redmen come away with it. Kevin O'Boyle, I believe, made the fumble recovery. So again, a cold day. That ball is slick. And North Park, that is their 4th fumble today, the 3rd one they have lost. So Carthage will take over at the 29-yard line of the Vikings here with 2:52 to go in the first quarter, leading 12-0. Jalen Dennis back at quarterback here to start this drive. He'll have 3 receivers to his left, and he'll hand it off. This is Fontenot with nowhere to run. Ran right into Gary Anish that time. Anish, the 5'10 senior out of Chicago, the linebacker. It'll be loss of 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. Dury now at quarterback with Dennis in a slot left. Dury will roll to his left. Has time. Delivers the football. Looking for Dennis, and it's overthrown incomplete. Dennis had a step on Anish that time, the linebacker, just about near the 10-yard line. That ball thrown to the near boundary out of Jalen Dennis's reach. So quickly now, a 3rd and 11 for the Redmen. Dury, Vercelli, and L lined up here to the near side. Single receiver is Stricker to the right side.
In the backfield is Fontenot. Dennis will take the snap. Jalen Dennis looking to throw. Delivers a screen pass to Fontenot. Inside the 30, 25. Stumbles his way forward inside the 20. Still on his feet down to the 17-yard line. 14-yard pickup and a first down for Fontenot on a screen back to the left side. Dennis held his own that time. The sophomore out of Wheeling, Illinois had the rush coming up at him and was able to deliver the ball to Fontenot for the first down. 1st and 10 Redmond just inside the 18-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, Dury, Vercelli, and L. This time it'll be Fontenot on the carry inside handoff down to about the 16-yard line for a pickup of 2. Okay, Harold Alexander was in on that stop. And Salinas both there. Gain of officially 1, so it'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 17. Clock rolling, 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Redmond up 12-0. Trying to capitalize on their 3rd fumble recovery of the day. Dennis, play fake, looking to throw, and it's incomplete. Flag on the play. Looking for Stricker that time here in the near corner of the end zone, but he was all tangled up with the defender back there, and that's going to be a pass interference against the Vikings. He turned around looking for that football and couldn't get his hands free. The defender had him held up. Dalton McKay, the guilty party. The official's mic is not working here, so unable to pick up the call here by referee Jeremy Reed. So Dalton McKay, the guilty party, was tangled up with Stricker. They'll move the football inside the 5-yard line. They'll spot it at the 3. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Redmen. From the 3-yard line. Minute 12 to go here, first quarter. Carthage up 12-0, looking to score one more time here, capitalizing on the Kevin O'Boyle fumble recovery. Dury at quarterback. From the pistol. He'll take the snap. He will hand it off to Fontenot, and he is stuffed immediately. Nowhere to go for Mr. Fontenot. Arnaldo Landro was there on the stop. Sophomore out of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. 2nd on the team in tackles coming into the game here today with 37 on the year. Lost back to the 5-yard line. Dury looking to throw, ran into his own player and Fontenot and dropped the football. Fontenot able to cover it up. So quickly the Redmen down to a 3rd down here. 3rd and goal now from the 8-yard line. Murphy and Dennis lined up to the right side. Stricker lined up here, single coverage near side as Dury wants to throw. Throws it high and incomplete, looking for Jalen Dennis, running a post route from that slot receiver spot, and that'll bring up 4th down, and without a reliable kicker here, Redmen are going to go for it. For 1 on 4th down conversions today for the Redmen in the red zone. So 4th and goal from the 8. Dury takes the handoff to Fontenot, swings it back near side to Limbaugh. Limbaugh makes the catch outside the 5. Still on his feet, dives to the pylon. Did he get in? He says he did, and he did. Touchdown, Carthage. Late signal by the side judge standing right there at the pylon, waited, and finally signaled touchdown, Sammy Limbaugh. His 2nd touchdown of the season, and the Redmen add to their lead, 18-0. They'll go as an 8-yard touchdown pass. 3rd touchdown thrown by Dury here in the ballgame.
go here in the second to nothing. 37-yard punt. Right for the Redmond.
Dennis carries for a gain of 8 and a Carthage first down. 1st and 10 Redmond from their own 44. Dury's pass falls incomplete, intended for Vercelli.
Linebacker. Good look that time. Got a good play. Good off it.
2nd and 10 Carthage from their own 44. Dury's pass is complete to Vercelli. Gain of 17 and a Carthage
Viking 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15. We'll set up a second down and 5 here for the Redmen. Dennis has them ready to go. Set at the line of scrimmage. The snap. Fake the handoff. It's Dennis coming around the right side. Sidesteps one tackler, gets to the 32, coughs up the football but falls back on it near the 33-yard line. Carthage will retain possession on the 2-yard pickup that time by Dennis. And we've got an injured North Park player down out near the left hash mark at the 33-yard line. So time has been called
on the field.
Gives us a moment here to catch up on what's going on in the rest of the league here this afternoon. Wheaton is leading Carroll early second quarter. It's the 5th-ranked Thunder, 13, Carroll nothing. North Central leading Elmhurst, the 7th-ranked Cardinals, 27, Elmhurst nothing. Milliken has taken a 12-7 lead now over the Illinois Wesleyan. That game early in the second quarter down in Bloomington. And with 6.5 minutes to go first quarter, it is Washington University 7, Augustana nothing. Again, time called here for an injured North Park player. Looks like Landreau, the linebacker, back up under his own power, walking with some assistance back to the North Park sideline. Boy, injuries for both teams this year have really mounted within the last couple of weeks for the Redmen. And for this Viking team, they've already lost Terrell Smith on defense. They've lost 3 key players on offense, including Brian Mina, one of the wide receivers, and Woodrow Corey, who is expected to be their leading running back this year. So 3rd and short now for the Redmen. 3rd and 4 from the Viking 33. Dury takes the snap. They juggle the handoff. It's loose on the turf. It's picked up by Fontenot. Fontenot runs it inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. The ball bouncing around like a pinball before it was picked up by Fontenot and able to pick up the first down to the Viking 27-yard line. It'll be a 6-yard pickup. And again, as cold as it is out there today, that pigskin awfully slick for both teams. First down, Redmond from the Viking 27. The fake to Fontenot. With it now is Dury trying to circle back. Dury trying to get rid of it. Throws it away, incomplete. As Limbaugh, the tight end, the intended receiver.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Number 87 was in the area.
Yep. That was the voice of Jeremy Reed, our referee here today. So Dury able to avoid the sack, got that one away. It'll bring up second down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go, second quarter, 18-0 Redmond. Dury rolling to his left on a straight roll. Now throws, and in looking for Dennis, incomplete as Dury lost his footing trying to throw that one. Didn't have much on it. Was going for Jalen Dennis back near the 10-yard line. So it brings up 3rd and 10 for Carthage. Ball at the Viking 27-yard line. Going left to right here in this second quarter. Fontenot the single back. Dennis lined up in a slot to the left side. And this will be Fontenot with a run up the right side. Fontenot buries his head, takes it down to the 21-yard line, short of the first down. And now a decision here for the Redmen here on 4th down. They're without their kicker, David Collins, today. Kyle Kursak, who's done the place kicking today, has missed 2 extra points. So the Redmen will go for it here on 4th down. Redmen 1 for 2 on 4th down conversions today. Dennis in a slot left. Fake to Fontenot. Dury throwing, looking for Stricker, trying to go back for the football, and it's going to be a penalty marker. Interference call again, this time on Dalton McKay. Stricker had turned around, was looking for the football. McKay, with his back to the play, interfered with Stricker, and now we've got an injured Redmond player down. I think it's Billy Dury who is down for Carthage. Just as he got that one away, he was hit. May have had the wind knocked out of him as he's being checked out by Jake Denauer, the head athletic trainer for the Redmen. He'll come up under his own power back to the Redmen sideline. Yeah, looks like he got clocked in the ribs that time.
Pass interference, number 22 of the defense. That foul being forced 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So interference the call on Dalton McKay, his second interference call on Stricker today. The 15-yard penalty will move the ball to the Vikings' 6-yard line. It'll be first and goal Redmen from the 6. 9:15 to play. We're in the second quarter here in Kenosha. 18-0 in favor of Carthage. Jalen Dennis in at quarterback now as Dury being checked out here on the near sideline. Fontenot the single back. 3 receivers to the left here for the Redmen. 1 tight end, that's Limbaugh. He's lined up on the right side. Dennis will take the snap. Drops back, waits, throws, back of the end zone. Catch is made by Stricker. Touchdown Carthage. Javon Stricker, his second touchdown reception of the game. This one from 6 yards out, and Carthage adding to their lead now, 24-0. 4th touchdown pass thrown today by the Redmen, first by Jalen Dennis. Carthage will kick for the extra point here. Stricker will hold. Kursak on to attempt the extra point. Snap, spot. Kick is on the way, and this time the kick is good. 9:08 to play here in this first half. Carthage leading 25-0. We'll step out for a 60 break. Carthage Redmen football on AM 1050 WLIP.
Set to kick for the Redmen. Derry and Hendrick back for the Vikings.
Six-yard touchdown pass. Javon Stricker, his second touchdown reception of the day. And on the kickoff attempt here, Kursak jumped the gun there. Officials hadn't put the ball in play, so we'll retry. So the Redmen in an 11-play, 72-yard drive, aided by the pass interference call by Dalton McKay on Stricker, gave the Redmen a first and goal from the 6, and 1 play later it was Dennis to Stricker. Stricker's second touchdown reception of the day, and the extra point by Kursak, a 25-0 Redmen lead. Kursak's kick will go to Derry. He'll take it at the 9. Far side across the 15-20, cuts back across the 25-30, far sideline, 35-40 out across midfield and wrestled out of bounds by Patrick Murphy into Redmen territory. Nice return by Daquan Derry, junior out of Chicago, Illinois. Longest return of the year for Derry. 46-yard return by Derry. They'll spot the football at the Carthage 46-yard line. Grant Borsch will take over here with the offense at the Redmen 46-yard line. Man in motion to the near side. That is Gaminsky. Now he'll stop, line up in a slot near side. They'll hand it off to A.J. Harris. Big hole up the middle for Harris. Inside the 40, down to the Redmond 35-yard line. A.J. Harris, his longest run of the season. He had 9-yard run last week against Carroll. Take this one down to the Redmond 35-yard line for a gain of 11. 1st and 10 Vikings at the Carthage 35. Borsch working from pistol. Has Naeem Smith in the backfield along with Harris. They'll give it to Harris on a flea flicker. Back to Borsch. He'll throw it going back over the middle, and interference will be the call here on the Redmond as the defender for Carthage, Galvin Hoops, interfered with the intended receiver, Zach Hendrick. Well, that's one trick play. We told you about that in the pregame. The old flea flicker that time, and nearly worked. Drew an interference call. It'll be 15-yard walk-off from the line of scrimmage.
Pass interference on the defense, number 29. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Galvin Hoops reach out and grab Hendrick that time, prevent a touchdown. So they'll move the football down to the Redmond 20-yard line. 1st and 10, deepest penetration today by North Park. 3 receivers to the left. Harris the single back in the backfield for North Park as Borsch will take the snap. Looking to throw, steps up, going over the middle, catch is made, touchdown North Park. Naheem Smith, who caught a 70-yard touchdown pass against the Redmond last year, catches one from 20 yards out, and the Vikings are on the board, trailing by a score of 25-6. Santillan now to attempt the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is on the way, and the kick is good, just inside the left upright. 25-7 your score with 8:14 to go here in the second quarter. We will step out. Carthage leading 25-7 on your home for Redmond football, AM 1050 WLIP. Eddie L. on the kick return out to the 30-yard line, but a penalty marker thrown behind him. This will come back for a block in the back against the Redmond. A 2-play, 46-yard drive. The pass interference call, the big play there, set the ball up on the 20-yard line, and Grant Borsch able to connect with Naheem Smith from 20 yards out. For Borsch, that is his 7th touchdown pass of the season.
10-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul. Result is first down and 10 for the receiving team.
So Redmond caught for holding there on that kick return. Will push them back inside their own 15-yard line. Billy Dury back in there at quarterback. He took a shot back in that last series, but he's back in there now at quarterback. Has Peyton Lingle in the backfield to start this drive. And Dury fakes the handoff to Lingle. Going to go back over the middle. Eddie L with a catch across the 30. Keeps his footing out to the 33-yard line. 18-yard pickup from Dury to Eddie L in there ahead of Brett Patton, who's out with that knee injury. And Eddie L, the freshman out of South Holland, Illinois, picks up the first down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Redmond. Dury now takes the snap, fakes to Lingle. Has time, delivers left side again to Eddie L. L gets it out to the 38-yard line for a pickup of 5. Anish, Gary Anish, the linebacker, out there to make the stop for the Vikings. Pickup of about 5 brings up a 2nd and 5 from their own 39. Dury now rolling to his right. Throws again, completes to L. L makes the catch across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Ryan Housen, the safety, able to bring him down that time. They'll pick up the first down. So a gain of 8 and a first down out to the 47-yard line. Now it's Jalen Dennis at quarterback. He will hand it off. Fontenot spins out of one tackle, gets it out to the 48, and that's about it for a pickup of 1. Looks like Landreau was in on that stop. Arnaldo Landreau was injured earlier. Left the field to play briefly for an injury. Back in there. Made the stop for the Vikings. Again, Dury will hand it off. This time it's Fontenot around the edge across midfield. Pulled down on the sideline. That should be a penalty marker, and there it is. As Fontenot was pulled down from behind, and he is hurt. Fontenot still on the ground, writhing in pain, holding his left knee as he was pulled down from behind, well inside the right boundary here on the near sideline. Uncalled for.
Horse collar tackle, number 46 of the defense. That foul being forced 15 yards from the end of the run. Result now is automatic, first down.
That's on Arnaldo Landreau. Fontenot was a good 3 feet into the white boundary. He was pulled down from behind, and he is hurt. Trying to run it off. It's his left knee. Already coming in a little dinged up was Fontenot. He's trying to work it off now. Penalty will move the football to the Viking 28-yard line. 1st and 10 there. Play fake to Lingle. They'll swing it back to Limbaugh, the tight end. Makes the catch on the right side and knocked out of bounds near the 24-yard line. Pickup of about 6 here. They'll mark it at the 24-yard line. Snap goes to Dury. Fakes. Throws. Looking for Stricker. Trying to make a leaping grab in the end zone and comes up empty, incomplete. He got a step on the defender, McKay. Also getting some help from Keno Bennett. So now it brings up a 3rd. 6 here for the Redmen from the 24-yard line. Dury will line up in a double slot with Vercelli and Eddie L. Single receiver Stricker here to the near side. Jalen Dennis at quarterback. He'll take the snap. Drops back. Pump fakes. Now looking to scramble. Nowhere to run. He'll be brought down back near the 28-yard line. Be a loss of 4. So bring up a 4th and long here for the Redmen. And again, without David Collins today, they're forced to go for it here inside the 30-yard line. It'll be Dury at quarterback. Dennis lined up in a slot left, along with Vercelli. Dury takes the low snap, rolling to his left. Sets up at the left hash mark. Throws. Catch is made by Eddie L. Out of bounds near the 18-yard line. Looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Let's see. He is right at the first down marker. And I think the officials are going to call for a measurement here. From my angle, it looks like he's going to be short. So it's a pickup of 9. Let's see, are they even going to measure for it?
Therefore, a fourth down, an automatic first down for the defense.
So it'll bring up first down for North Park as Eddie L made a nice grab on that far sideline, but if he would have ran that route another yard or two deeper, would have had the first down. So they'll turn it over on downs here to the Vikings. 4:52 to play here in this second quarter. 25-7 in favor of the Redmen. Borsch and the offense will take over at their own 19-yard line. Harris the single back. Harris lined up in the backfield. They'll send a man in motion to the right and now back to the left. Low snap, they'll hand it off to Harris, and he runs right into the Dylan Ramirez, who takes him down for a loss. Back to the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 3. Dylan Ramirez, the junior defensive tackle, there to make the stop. Almost immediately as that Borsch handed that ball off, Ramirez was right there. Again, the Redmen in a 3-down lineman situation here today without the services of Cam Stubblefield or Jacob Seimer and Brett Sullivan. 3 defensive linemen out with injury today. 2nd and 13. From the 16-yard line, Borsch swings it out near side. Catch is made by Kendrick across the 15, out to the 18-yard line where he is buried there. Bobby Baker was there to make the stop. Got those 3 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. The Vikings today 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. So it'll be Gminski and Hendrick lined up to the far side. Thomas Knight, single receiver here to the near side. 3rd and 10 from the 19. Snap back to Borsch. He'll roll to his right. Borsch still on the roll. Now cuts it upfield, gets it across the 20, and he's out of bounds near the 21-yard line. Knocked out that time by Steven Shipp. Gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 7. Santillan on now to punt this one away. Stricker standing at midfield. 3 punts today, a 34-yard average for Santillan. Low snap, able to pick it up. Got this one away. It'll bounce at midfield across the 50-yard line, angled to the near sideline and out of bounds at the Redmen 44. 32-yard punt that time. 2:49 to go here in this first half, and the Redmen lead it by a score of 25-7. Again, a big thanks today to Mason's Eatery and Pub, located on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road. Mason's provided our breakfast this morning for the team, and you can have breakfast 7 days a week at Mason's Eatery and Pub. That's located on Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road here in Kenosha. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Peyton Lingle gets the call across the 45 out to the 48-yard line for a gain of 3. Again, Fontenot was injured on that last series for the Redmen. He is sitting on the bench here on the near sideline. Has some ice on that left knee. Again, they'll throw. Completes to Eddie L. He'll make the catch inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line of the Vikings and a first down. Eddie L. That's his 5th reception today. And they hurry up. Redmen gets to the line of scrimmage with 2:15 to play here, ready to snap the football, and they do.
It's Peyton Lingle coming around the right side. Lingle with some running room. Penalty marker, however, as he is tackled down by Landreau here at the 33-yard line. This will come back for a hold against the Redmen.
Holding, number 52 of the offense. That penalty forced 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
It was on Jalen Gales, the freshman, in there now at left guard for the Redmen. First and 20 now for Carthage, back at the North Park 46-yard line. Dury will hand it off to Lingle, tries to cut back up the middle inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Devon Sanders in there now at a defensive end, able to make the stop. Got a minute 40 to go here in this first half. Redmen lead at 25-7. They have 3 timeouts. They like to play on here as Dury takes the snap, scrambles to his right, to the near sideline, lofts it down, looking for Limbaugh, and it's just out of his fingertips and incomplete. He was briefly open just across the 20-yard line here on the near sideline and could not come up with the catch. So 3rd and 18 now, facing the Redmen at the North Park 44-yard line. Dury wants Lingle lined up to his left. Will take the snap. Dury going over the middle. Catch is made by Limbaugh, the tight end, coming back to the near side, and Limbaugh tackled short of the first down, inbounds at the North Park 39-yard line. So a pickup of 5. It'll bring up 4th and 3 for the fourth and 13 for the Redmen. And it looks like North Park will take their first time out here with 1:07 to go. So the Vikings will take their first time out here with the Redmen facing a 4th and 13 from the Viking 39-yard line. Other scores in the CCIW this afternoon. 5th-ranked Wheaton leading Carroll at the half in Waukesha 23-6. North Central pounding Elmhurst 47-0. 2 minutes to go first half in that one. Washington University at the half leading Augustana 21-7. And Milliken leading Illinois Wesleyan by a score of 12-7. Big Ten scores from this afternoon. Michigan defeated Maryland 38-7. Nebraska has just gone ahead of Purdue now, 27-24. Minute 25 to go in that contest in West Lafayette. Badgers on a bye this week. 4th and 13 Redmen. Ball at the North Park 39-yard line near hash mark, working left to right. 3 receivers to the left side for Carthage. Jalen Dennis lined up at quarterback. Dury in motion now to the near side. Dennis with time, delivers the football, completes the pass, first down to Stricker and more, down to the 21-yard line. Javon Stricker able to make the catch down to the 21. It's a gain of 18 and a first down. Good job by Dennis, able to hang in the pocket, step up and deliver a strike to Stricker at the 25, and then worked his way down to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Carthage. Dury now will take the snap at quarterback. Fakes to Peyton Lingle, throws to Dennis, inside the 10, knocked down at the 9. Keno Bennett able to take Dennis down to the turf at the 9-yard line. It'll bring up a 1st and goal Carthage at the 9. Clock stop. 33 seconds to play as Carthage will take their first timeout of the half. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. So a 13-yard pickup from Dennis. For Dennis, I should say, from Dury. Dury today, 15 of 29, 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he has spread the ball around. Eddie L with 5 receptions for 56 yards.
Stricker 4 receptions, 2 for touchdowns today. Also Limbaugh with 4 receptions. Dennis with 3, Fontenot with 2, and Vercelli with 1. So Carthage trying to pick up the slack. Again, missing Brett Patton this week out with a knee injury. And they're without Fontenot here, who was injured on a tackle out of bounds where he was well out of bounds and pulled down from behind and suffered a left leg injury. So this will be 1st and goal Carthage from the Viking 9. Payton Lingle the single back. Limbaugh lined up in a wing, the tight end to the right side. They'll fake to Lingle. They'll throw, looking for Limbaugh. Leaping grab. Touchdown, Carthage. Limbaugh able to make the catch in the end zone. There was a penalty flag on the play. Let's see. The head linesman threw the flag. It's an apparent touchdown here for the Redmen, but let's see. Officials are talking about it. This might be brought back for an offensive pass interference.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 78 of the offense. That foul will be declined. Pass interference on the offense, number 87. That foul being enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Omar Roberts got downfield early that time, as well as the offensive pass interference. Roberts' ineligible receiver penalty declined. So move the football back to the 24-yard line on the 15-yard offensive pass interference. 1st and goal from the 24. 27 seconds to play in the half. Redmen lead 25-7. 3 receivers left here for Carthage as Dennis will take the snap here, looking to throw. Limbaugh again makes the catch at the 5. Touchdown, Carthage. Sam Limbaugh lined up on the right side, ran the post, beat his man, made the catch at the 5, and took it in for the touchdown. 31-7 Carthage. For Limbaugh, that is his 5th reception of the day. His 2nd touchdown today. Kursak on to attempt the extra point. The snap by Dury, the hold by Stricker, the kick is up, and it is good. 32-7 with 20 seconds to play here in this first half. The Redmen on a 7-play, 46-yard drive, capped off by the Limbaugh touchdown. His 5th reception today. Both he and Eddie L. stepping up here today in that receiving corps. And I'll tell you what, tight end coach Eric Kosterman has got to be happy with Limbaugh's play today. No one works harder with the tight end group more than Eric does. And tell you what, talking with him every week about the development of both Limbaugh and Robert Lee. And you have Dury in that room too. And again, talking with head coach Dustin Haas, he needed some players to step up today. And they have. Limbaugh, his 2nd touchdown reception today, 2nd pass by Dennis today. 32-7 Redmen as the ball is blown off the tee. West wind gusting over 20 miles per hour today. Made conditions rather frosty out there today. Derry is back along with Zach Kendrick. And it's an onside kick, and it'll be recovered here by North Park right at midfield. Falling on it for the Vikings, one of the short men here, that was Thomas Gall, a reserve linebacker, a sophomore. So it'll be North Park ball at the 50-yard line with 18 seconds to play. The Vikings have 2 timeouts remaining. A 32-7 lead here for the Redmen. 5 touchdowns today by Carthage in this first half, all by air. 3 thrown by Dury, 2 thrown by Dennis. Borsch will take the snap, drops back, wants to set up a screen pass to Harris, completes at the 50. Harris inside the 45 and brought down from behind near the 40-yard line. That was making that play was Jake Lampy in there now at a defensive line. Lampy, 6-foot freshman out of Kenosha Bradford. And the Vikings will take their second timeout with 8 seconds to play. 11-yard pickup on that screen from Borsch to Harris. Borsch today 6 of 10 for 58 yards. First reception of the afternoon for A.J. Harris. Harris with 4 carries for 10 net yards today. On the day, the Vikings a negative 10 rushing. A total of 48 yards today offensively for the Vikings. Coming up at the half, we'll run down all of the scoring highlights here today for the Redmen. We'll also get you caught up on all the scores around the CCIW, get you caught up on some of the athletic events going on here at Carthage. Busy afternoon here at Carthage. Got women's volleyball wrapping up the regular season here today with a tournament here at the Tarble Arena. And men's and women's soccer tonight here at Art Keller Field. Borsch takes the snap, pump fakes, now looks right, now back left. Leaping grab out of bounds was the receiver, Thomas Knight. As he made that catch out of bounds, it'll go incomplete. Borsch was looking right, and then at the last second pulled the ball back down, turned to his left, and fired to Knight inside the Redmond 30, but he caught the pass out of bounds. 4 seconds to play here in the half, 2nd down and 10 from the Redmond 39. Borsch takes the snap. Sets up, wants to throw, going for the home run as time expires, and the ball is knocked down in the back of the end zone, incomplete, and our first half comes to an end. All Redmen here in this first half. Carthage posting a 32-7 lead on North Park here at Art Keller Field. We'll pause and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, our halftime programming here from Art Keller Field. Your score, Carthage 32, North Park 7 on your home for Redmond football, AM 1050 WLIP.
There is no experience that compares to Carthage football. We move faster, strike harder, and train better than any other football program around. We compete in the CCIW, one of the most competitive conferences in the country, and we battle for championships every year. Our coaching staff knows what it takes to compete at the highest level. They pave the way for our students to be successful in the classroom and on the field. Our football facilities are top of the line and have formed a mecca for D3 football. Our multi-million-dollar stadium sits on the shores of Lake Michigan. We have a beautiful campus with top-of-the-line facilities. As a student athlete at Carthage, you will work harder than ever before. You will become bigger, faster, and stronger. You will have access to the best education, the best training, and the best facilities. Be a Carthaginian. Make your move.
Carthage football on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you in part by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road, where you can get breakfast 7 days a week. And again, thank you to Mason's today for providing the team breakfast today here at Art Keller Field. And by Building Waters Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. That's what they do. And refrigeration, too. By Francetic Tax Resolution. Don't get frantic, get Francetic. Go to 262tax.com. By Luigi's Pizzeria on 39th Avenue, a couple of blocks south of Highway 50 in Kenosha. And by Something Different, a sports fan fantasy land. They're located in downtown Kenosha along 6th Avenue. By Berkshire Hathaway Epic Real Estate. By Sinus and Snoring MD, Dr. Swerdlin, with offices on Green Bay Road in Kenosha. By Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 on Highway 50. By Ruffalo's 2 Family Restaurant on 45th Street in Kenosha. By Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery, home of Mama P's Ho-Ho Cake on Sheridan Road here in Kenosha. By Wingstop of Kenosha. By our friends at Bob Rohrman's Kenosha Nissan. By Vigiano Insurance. Call Steve, he'll shop for your insurance needs. By S.J. Crystal's Menswear. For the finest in men's fashions, it's clearly S.J. Crystal's, located on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. And by Westosha Sports Complex, Zero to Hero Conditioning. Visit westoshasportscomplex.com. And by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center, located in the Triangle, where Highway 50, Roosevelt Road, and 39th Avenue meet on Kenosha's west side. John Weiser back with you at Art Keller Field in Kenosha. Carthage leading here at the half by a score of 32-7. They wasted very little time as the Redmen won the coin toss, took the opening kick, and went 7 plays, 64 yards. Capped off by the 11-yard pass from Billy Dury to Jalen Dennis making the touchdown grab. The kick by Kursak failed, and it was 6-0 Carthage. And after recovering a fumble, Carthage was able to capitalize on a short field, went 7 plays, 42 yards on a 7-yard touchdown pass from Billy Dury to Javon Stricker, and that made it 12-0. The attempt for the 2-point conversion failed, so it remained 12-0. Carthage was able to score with 4 seconds left in the first half, or first quarter, I should say, again on a short field after recovering a fumble. They go 8 plays, 29 yards. This time Dury to Sammy Limbaugh, first of 2 touchdown receptions for the tight end for Carthage, and that the kick failed by Kursak, so it was 18-0 Redmen after 1 quarter of play. Carthage added to that lead early in the second quarter, going on an 11-play, 72-yard drive that took better than 4 minutes. It was this time Dennis tossing a touchdown pass to Javon Stricker. For Stricker, his second touchdown reception of the day. That made the score 25-0 in favor of the Redmen. The only score for North Park came on a nice kickoff return out to the Redmen 46-yard line, and a pass interference call set the Vikings up at the Carthage 20-yard line. And on the next play, Grant Borsch able to hit Naeem Smith for a 20-yard touchdown pass reception. The kick by Santillan was good, and it was 25-7 in favor of the Redmen. And Carthage scoring here late after taking over, forcing a punt. The Redmen go 8 plays, 55 yards in just under 2.5 minutes. This time Dennis, his second touchdown pass of the day, hitting Sammy Limbaugh, the tight end, on a slant route for the touchdown. 32-7 in favor of the Redmen here after 1 half of play. Breaking down the numbers, the Redmen roll up 330 yards in that first half. North Park, a total of 48 yards in that first half. Carthage with 268 in the air and 62 on the ground. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they get 58 in the air, negative 10 yards rushing in that first half. Individually for the Redmen in that first half, Billy Dury, 15 of 29 for 193 yards and 3 touchdown passes. His longest pass was the 42-yard pass to Stricker. That helps set up that second score. Fontenot, or I should say Dennis today, a perfect 5 for 5 throwing the football for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns, a long of 24. And Dennis was sacked twice in that first half. Leading receivers for the Redmen in that first half, Eddie L., the freshman, starting ahead of Brett Patton, who was out with a knee injury today. So Eddie L. making the most of his opportunity today with 5 receptions for 56 yards, a long of 18. Limbaugh, the tight end today, 5 receptions for 48 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Javon Stricker, 4 catches, 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jalen Dennis with 3 receptions for 47 yards and a touchdown today. Running the football, Dennis today, 7 carries with a 19 net. Fontenot today, 9 carries for a net of 18. Peyton Lingle with 5 carries for 13 yards. And Dury, 3 rushes for 12 yards today. Punting the football, Dennis with just 1 punt in that first half. It went for 40 yards. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, who were held to just 48 total yards in that first half, Grant Borsch was 6 of 12 for 58 yards and 1 touchdown pass. The Redmen sacked him 4 times in that first half. He fumbled twice on those 4 sacks as well. Leading receivers in that first half for the Vikings, Naheem Smith, 2 receptions for 35 yards, including the 20-yard touchdown reception. Zach Hendrick, 2 catches for 8 yards. A.J. Harrison, Thomas Knight, the other completions for Grant Borsch. Running the football, nothing there for the Vikings today. A.J. Harris, 4 carries for a net of 10. Gaminsky, 1 carry for -1. And Borsch, with those 4 sacks today, a -19 on the ground. Alex Santillan with 4 punts today, a 33-yard average, a long of 37. And defensively today, Dylan Ramirez with 2 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 tackle for losses. Stephen Shipp with 2 tackles, including a sack and a tackle for a loss. O'Boyle with 2 tackles total today. And Gabe Vila with 2 tackles, 2 sacks today for Vila. Third down conversions, the Redmen 6 of 12 in that first half. North Park 1 for 5. Redmen 2 of 4 on 4th down today. Redmen scoring on 5 of their 6 drives in the red zone today. North Park 1 for 1 in their lone venture into the Carthage red zone so far today. Penalties today, Redmen 7 penalties for 96 yards. North Park 3 penalties for 47 yards. Time at possession, well in favor of the Redmen. 20.5 minutes for the Redmen. 9.5 minutes for North Park in that first half. And your score after 1 half of play, it's the Redmen 32 and North Park 7. We'll pause and take a 60 break. When we come back, we'll run down scores from the rest of the CCIW this afternoon. We're at halftime here at Carthage College, Keller Field. Redmen 32, North Park 7. Redmen leading here at the half by a score of 32-7. Other scores in the CCIW this afternoon. They're now in the third quarter down in St. Louis. Washington University leading Augustana by a score of 28-7. Halftime in Bloomington. Illinois Wesleyan trailing at the half to Milliken. It's the Big Blue 12 and the Titans 7. In Elmhurst today, the Blue Jays trailing North Central. 7th-ranked Cardinals 54-0 at the half in favor of North Central. Also at the half in Waukesha this afternoon, 5th-ranked Wheaton leading Carroll by a score of 23-6. In the Big Ten this afternoon, it was Michigan knocking off Maryland by a score of 38-7. And it was Purdue late able to take down Nebraska. The final in that one from West Lafayette today, the Boilermakers 31 and the Cornhuskers 27. Just underway in Champaign, Illinois hosting Rutgers. That game is scoreless. One other game tonight in the Big Ten, that will be down in Bloomington, Indiana, as Indiana will host Northwestern. Ohio State, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin have the bye week, along with Penn State as well on a bye this week from the Big Ten. Well, congratulations to the Carthage Lady Red volleyball team as they take down Milliken this past Wednesday night in straight sets, 25-22, 25-18, 25-18 to win the conference title at 8-0 in the league. So congratulations to Leanne Ulmer and the Lady Reds volleyball team. They are in action this afternoon. They will take on, actually in play right now, battling Aurora University. So Lady Reds have now won 12 regular season titles in program history, and the conference tournament will get underway this coming week as Carthage will have a bye in the first round of that conference tournament. Also coming up this week, later on today, it'll be men's and women's soccer. A couple of big matches scheduled in that one, as the Redmen tied Wheaton earlier this week 2-2. Carthage at 3-1 in 3-3-1 in CCIW play. Wheaton at 3-2-2. And the Redmen will host Augustana tonight here at Art Keller Field at 7:30. So again, for the Redmen, they need to win and get some help to make the 4-team conference tournament. And the Lady Reds also in action tonight against Augustana. They need a win and some help to make the 4-team women's soccer tournament. So again, the Lady Reds at 5 o'clock tonight. The Redmen taking on Augustana at 7:30. And then the Lady Reds will be back in action in volleyball in a semifinal matchup Thursday night, as the number 1 seeded Lady Reds will host the winner of the 4 versus 5, and I believe that will be decided today, as there's one other conference match going on, so that will make that determination. So we'll find out later on tonight who the Lady Reds will play in that semifinal matchup. The high school football playoffs going on here in the state of Wisconsin, and it was Franklin taking down Indian Trail last night by a score of 44-7. So Franklin moves on to the quarterfinals. They will take on Muskego, a 17-7 victory over Mukwonago in Division I play. Other Division I winners last night include Marquette High School, as they knocked off Milwaukee Marshall 55-6. So the Hilltoppers advance to the quarterfinals. They'll take on Bayport, a winner over Green Bay Preble 49-14. Kimberly defeated Neenah 55-28, so the Papermakers will take on Appleton North. North a winner over DC Everest last night 42-6. The other side of the bracket, Fond du Lac upset by 6-seeded Sun Prairie 34-30, so Sun Prairie moves on to take on Madison Memorial, champions of the Big 8 Conference, as Memorial down Middleton last night 30-0. Division II last night, it was Waukesha West over Wilmot 35-0, so the Wolverines advance. And no, they will not be taking on Waterford in the playoffs in the quarterfinals, as Burlington got a 4-yard touchdown run by Damon Dalton, their quarterback, with just over a minute remaining, as the Demons knocked off Waterford last night 24-18. So it'll be Burlington at Waukesha West in the quarterfinals next Friday. Other half of the bracket, Hartford, the Orioles defeated Holman 26-0. So Hartford will battle Waunakee. Waunakee in a tussle with Milton last night, and it was a Waunakee victory 35-28 to advance to the quarterfinals. The other quarterfinal matchup in Division II had Brookfield East shutting out Central at Brookfield Central 20-0 last night. So it'll be the Spartans of East taking on the Indians of Menominee Falls, as Menominee Falls beat Homestead last night 32-19. In Division III, it was New Berlin-Eisenhower knocking off New Berlin West 21-13. So Eisenhower will advance to the quarterfinals against Plymouth, a 10-6 victory over Pewaukee last night. Menasha defeated Fox Valley Lutheran 35-21. So Menasha advances to take on West De Pere, a 56-17 winner over the Blackhawks of Grafton. Division III, Catholic Memorial shut out Kewaskum last night 39-0. So the Crusaders will take on Lake Mills, a 54-28 victory over Martin Luther last night in Division IV. So Catholic Memorial and Lake Mills. In Division V, Racine St. Catharines beat Cedar Grove, Belgium, 14-7 last night. That game played down at Amici Field. So St. Catharines advances to the quarterfinals. They will take on Lake Country Lutheran. That should be an interesting matchup. Lake Country Lutheran with a 13-7 victory over Lomira. And in Division VI, congratulations to Racine Lutheran High School as they knocked off Cambridge last night 55-7. And Corey Tenner now advancing his state record rushing title now for Tenner. And Racine Lutheran will take on Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs in the quarterfinals next Friday night. And in Division VII, Catholic Central out of Burlington was defeated by Hilbert last night 48-7. Get you all of the scores that might have missed in high school football last night in the Wisconsin playoffs. North Park will receive the second half kickoff to my right. Kursak will kick off here for the Redmen. Back deep to receive, Daquan Derry and Zach Hendrick. Overcast, chilly, temperatures in the mid-30s, a gusty west wind at times over 20 miles per hour have kept things cold here at Keller Field. Those catching our ball game on the video stream or the audio stream, Kenosha got about 4 inches of snow Wednesday into Thursday. And it's since melted off, but the snowiest Halloween in almost 100 years. I think you got to go back, the record book, back to 1926, I think I saw that. We're most snow since 26 on Halloween in this part of the state. Kursak out there kicking today because David Collins sustained a concussion last week in the game against North Central, so he was not cleared to play for this one. Again, Hendrick and Derry standing deep. And the run-up by Kursak and the kick. This will go to Derry at his own 10. Far side across the 20, 25, breaks it across the 30, 35, 40, to the far sideline, 45, and brought down from behind near the 50-yard line. Nice return by Daquan Derry. A 40-yard return out to midfield, and that's where the Vikings will start their first drive of this second half. Grant Borsch today, the quarterback, 6 of 12 for 58 yards, including a touchdown. He was sacked 4 times. He fumbled 3 times in that first half, recovering 1. He'll work out of the pistol formation with Harris the single back. And the handoff to Harris, they'll run the flea flicker back to Borsch again. Looking to throw, and it is incomplete, thrown low, looking for Harris. So they ran the reverse, handing it off to Harris, who in turn gave it to Gaminsky, who then tossed it back to the quarterback Borsch, looking to find Harris on that far side. And the pass was thrown low and incomplete. Again, credit the Carthage player that time, one of the defensive linemen, to get in the face of Borsch, could not step into that throw. Well, that's 2 trick plays today. I said the over-under was 6. And I was taking the over. 2nd and 10. Borsch fakes the handoff, in trouble. Gets out of 1 tackle, but Steven Shipp able to get there and get him down. Looks like a loss of 1. It'll go as a sack. Both O'Boyle and Shipp there, the linebackers for the Redmen. That's the 5th sack today by the Redmen defense. So it brings up a 3rd and 11 now for the Vikings from their own 48-yard line. 3 receivers near side. Harris, the running back, to the left of the quarterback, Borsch. He'll take the snap. In trouble, and down he goes as he is sacked on the play. Jake Lampy in there on the stop, but we'll check out the penalty marker. Jake Lampy, the freshman out of Bradford, able to step in there and get the sack. And the call by our referee today, Jeremy Reed.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Encroachment, number 9 of the defense. Holding, number 64 of the offense. These fouls will offset. Repeat, 3rd down.
So offsetting penalties here. Takes away Lampy's first sack as a Redman. Replay the down here. 3rd and 11 from the Viking 48-yard line. North Park here with the football. Just underway, 3rd quarter, trailing 32-7. Low snap. Borsch picks it up. Throws it out, completes here to the near side to Smith. Naheem Smith takes it inside the Redmond 40, down to the Carthage 39-yard line. Bobby Baker able to get him down. It'll be enough for a North Park first down. 13-yard pickup that time. They needed 11. And Naheem Smith able to make the catch. 3rd reception of the day for Smith. They'll mark it at the Carthage 39-yard line. 1st and 10 Vikings. Borsch fakes the handoff, circles back to his right, throws on the run, gets it downfield, and the ball is broken up, incomplete. Looked like Hendrick, the intended receiver, out there. Carthage defender back there nicely. Like Tommy Williams back there. Able to break that one up. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. We're 2 minutes into our 3rd quarter. Carthage leading 32-7. 3 receivers to the right for the Vikings. Borsch from the pistol. We'll hand it off to Harris. Trying to go left side, and Harris wrapped up. Steven Shipp got him down low that time, right near the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, that's it. Shipp coming off his best game as a Redman last week. 8 tackles, 1.5 tackle for loss, and a forced fumble last week that led to Jake Tomczak able to get a 45-yard scoop and score in the second half against North Central. So a gain of 1 makes it 3rd and 9 from the Redmond 38. Borsch from pistol takes the snap, looking right, pump fakes right, now comes back left, ball in the air, and getting a one hand on it inside the 5, unable to corral it, was Thomas Knight. Knight was being bothered that time on the coverage by Keith Freeman, the junior corner here on the near side for the Redmen. So 4th down. Vikings will go for it here, it appears, trailing 32-7. 2 for 11 this season on 4th down. We'll see if Borsch just punts this one away, and he does. Drops straight back, kicks an end-over-end kick. It will take a Viking bounce and drop dead at the Carthage 8-yard line. Nice punt that time of 30 yards to the Carthage 8 by Grant Borsch, the quarterback. So Carthage will get their first possession of the second half at their own 9-yard line with 12:13 to play in the third, leading 32-7. Our game today brought to you in part by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road. Again, a thank you to Mason's today for providing breakfast for the team this morning. And by Building Waters Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. That's what they do, and refrigeration too. Jalen Dennis will start this drive at quarterback for the Redmen. Peyton Lingle will be the running back, and he'll get the call left side. Lingle moving the pile across the 10, out to the 12-yard line. Forward progress there. Gain of about 3 on the play for Peyton Lingle. Again, Dana Fontenot injured in that first half, got horse-collared well out of bounds. Penalty was assessed on the play, and he injured a left leg, and he is not in there. He is on the sideline in full uniform, but not in this particular series. Lingle again remains the single running back. 2nd down and 8, just across their own 11-yard line for the Redmen. Vikings appear to rush 4. They'll hand it off. Lingle again tries to cut back left side. Fights forward. Got out near the 15-yard line. Pickup of about 4. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Redmen. Wadi Potty there to make the stop. The senior out of Pago Pago, American Samoa. So 3rd and about 5 here for the Redmen. Redmen today 6 of 12 on 3rd downs. Billy Dury will take this snap. Fakes the handoff to Lingle, comes back over the middle. Jalen Dennis on a slant route across the 30 and wrestled down near the 37-yard line. Jalen Dennis with a nice catch that time. Ryan Housen finally got him down at the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 22 and a first down for Carthage. And we've got an injured North Park player back at the 15-yard line, so time has been called. Clock stopped, 10:37 to go here in the third, 32-7 Redmen. 23-yard pickup that time by Jalen Dennis on the reception that time from Billy Dury. Dury today now 16 of 30 for 216 yards and 3 touchdowns. For Jalen Dennis, that's his 4th reception today for 70 yards. He has a receiving touchdown, and he's thrown for 2 today. Harold Alexander, the injured North Park player, back up under his own power, jogging back to the North Park sideline. That's a good sign there. So the Redmen have a 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Dennis at quarterback. Fontenot is back in there now. He'll take a turn here at running back. That's a good sign. Got injured late in that first half. They'll fake to Fontenot. Dennis with time now scrambles to his right. Dennis on the run. Fakes a pass, stays on his feet across the 45, and is hammered down near the 48-yard line. It'll be close to a pickup of 10 that time for Jalen Dennis. Landreau there to make the stop, and he gets up a bit slowly here for North Park. Be a gain of 9 officially. Start a 2nd and 1 here from the 47. Dury takes the snap, hands it off to Fontenot. Across midfield will pick up the first down to the Viking 48-yard line. Fontenot, that's his 10th carry today for just over 33 yards, and another injured player for North Park. Latuli now, the injured North Park player. at midfield. Looks like a lower leg injury for Uleo Latuli, another American Samoan player. Again, Brett Conway, the coach, previous coach for North Park. That was his recruiting ground, is Hawaii and the American Samoa. And now Latuli is back up under his own power. He'll jog back to the sideline on the far side, the west side of the field here. .9:41 to go here in the third. Clock rolls. 1st and 10 Redmond at the Viking 48-yard line. Dury takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Fontenot. Sets up, now under pressure, gets it away, and this one will drift out of bounds, incomplete. Javon Stricker, the nearest target, as Dury threw that one away. Good job there by Dury as he was getting some heat that time from Owati Pati, the 6'3", 233-pound senior defensive end for North Park. U-A-T-I-P-A-T-I is how you spell his name. Now Dennis will take a turn at quarterback. He'll hand it off to Fontenot. Waits for traffic to clear. Goes up the middle inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Here's Fontenot. Short of the first down. Pickup of about 5. Landro there on the stop. Arnaldo Landro. Fontenot again over the left side. First down and more inside the 30. Puts his shoulder down to the 25-yard line. Keno Bennett run over that time. As Fontenot put some steam into that run, showing very little from that leg injury sustained in that first half. Good strong run, his best run of the day for Fontenot. Takes it down to the Viking 25-yard line. First and 10 Redmond. Hand off this time to Peyton Lingle. He'll be brought down from behind. Arnaldo Landro got him by the ankles that time. Took him down behind the line of scrimmage. Be a loss of 1 on the play. Fontenot now with 17-yard rush. That's his longest of the day. Now has 46 yards. Landro is down again, and this time is out for him. Second time today, Landro has been injured. And so the North Park training staff out to take a look at him. Other scores in the CCIW this afternoon. Late third quarter now. Wheaton leading Carroll 44-6. Elmhurst has scored a touchdown in the third quarter. They trail North Central 54-7. That game midway through the third. Washington University with a lead over Augustana. Last we heard, 28-7 in that one. And midway through the third, Illinois Wesleyan has taken a 17-12 lead now over Milliken. That Wash U score now 35-14 in the fourth quarter down in St. Louis. Augustana will be the opponent for our final home game in 2 weeks. Senior Day here on November 16th when the Redmen entertain Augustana. It'll be a 1 o'clock kick here at Keller Field. Next week, the Redmen wrap up the road portion of their schedule at Wheaton. 2nd and 11 for Carthage at the North Park 26-yard line. Dennis will get around the right side, inside the 20 to the 15, and darts out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Daquan Derry able to take him out. They'll officially mark him out at the 14. Gain of 11 and a first down for Jalen Dennis. Sprinting around the right side that time. Dennis now with 9 carries for 40 yards today. From the 14-yard line, 1st and 10 Redmond. Dury will hand it off to Fontenot. Tries the right side. Bounces off a tackle inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line, and a late flag on the play. Thrown by the referee. This one will come back for a holding call. Latuli able to make the stop. I believe the Redmen will be flagged for holding here.
Holding, number 77 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
Travis Warner. And again, I've been talking with Dustin Haas here over the last couple weeks, and he feels that his team is being unjustly called for holding here because of a technique that he has been teaching his offensive linemen to keep the fists closed and work inside leverage into the chest. And as they start pushing the guys back, the defender can't get his arms out, and so he'll throw his arms up, act as if he was held, I should say, and the officials are flagging the Redmen. 8th penalty this afternoon for Carthage.
Correction, it is first down. First down.
So this will put the football back to the 21-yard line. 1st and 18 for the Redmen, with 7:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Carthage up 32-7. Dury at quarterback takes the snap, wants to throw. Over the middle, looking for Limbaugh. Overthrown, incomplete. Was thrown high. Limbaugh got both hands on the football at the goal line, but could not corral it. Limbaugh having a nice day today, 5 receptions for 48 yards. Coming into this game today, Limbaugh with just 3 catches, including a touchdown. 2nd down and 18 from the 21-yard line. Again, Dury remains the quarterback, has Fontenot to his left, 2 receivers left as well. Fake to Fontenot, wants to throw again, looking for Eddie L, can't run up underneath it, incomplete. L to the back of the end zone that time, couldn't quite catch up to that football, was defended by Dalton McKay on the play. So it'll bring up 3rd and 18 from the 21-yard line. Redmond today 8 for 14 on 3rd down conversions. Dennis lined up in a slot left. Dury takes the snap, rolls left. Outside the hash mark left side, throws it to Dennis. He'll make the catch short of the first down as he'll get out of bounds near the 12-yard line. Bring up 4th and about 6 here for the Redmen. Actually, they'll give him a gain of 10 here. It'll bring up 4th and 8. They'll go twin tights here as Robert Lee will come in now at a tight end position along with Limbaugh. Play clock rolling down here, down to 10. Play clock at 6 now as Dury looking to make the play call here. They may have to take a timeout, and they do. Dustin Haas comes charging down the near sideline, calling for a timeout. Stops the clock with 6:38.
First timeout of the half.
6:38 remaining, 32-7 in favor of the Redmen. Well, congratulations, women's tennis team, the all-conference team selected this week, and freshman Gianna Apostoli out of Kenosha St. Joe's was selected as the conference newcomer of the year. Jen Pitak and Sam Ramsey also on the all-conference team. Apostoli claimed the first ever newcomer of the year honor for Carthage after a stellar first season, earning a spot on the CCIW first team. She went 12-5 this past fall in singles, including a 7-1 record in dual matches, all on court 1. The freshman claimed her first 2 matches of the CCIW tournament earlier this month. So congratulations to Gianna Apostoli, along with Jen Pitak and Sam Ramsey, all making first team all-conference in women's tennis this fall. Brady Lindsley got a great program going. 4th and 8. Dury under pressure, gets it away, and they're going to rule him down back at the 21-yard line. They'll give the sack to Gary Anish, the linebacker for North Park. So Redmond will turn it over on downs at the 21-yard line, and it will be North Park ball. Again, just rolling left, just ran out of time. Anish just closing quickly on a blitz, able to finally get to Dury. They'll mark it at the 12-yard line. That's where the Vikings will take over on downs. Grant Borsch, 7 of 16 for 71 yards and a touchdown. He's been sacked 5 times here today. Out there to take the snap for North Park. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw, goes back over the middle, pass is incomplete. Looking for Thomas Knight again. Was defended well on the play by Keith Freeman. Freeman's played a pretty good ball game today out at corner, replacing Jeremiah Baker. Baker was a game-time decision today, too, and it's been Keith Freeman out there at that left corner position. 2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Borsch will hand it off. Harris trying to get around the right side. Ran into Steven Shipp, who takes him down at the 9-yard line. Forward progress maybe to the 10. It's still going to be a tackle for a loss by Steven Shipp, the junior out of Gibsonton, Florida. So a loss back to the 10-yard line will bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Vikings. Vikings today 2 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. On the year, not much better. Coming into this game, 16% on 3rd downs. They were 1 for 10 last week against Carroll. Borsch takes the snap, looking to throw all the way. Now scramble. He's going to break out of a tackle at the 10, breaks out of a second tackle at the 12, gets across the 15 and spins forward out to the 18-yard line before Steven Shipp got there to make the stop. Gutsy play there by Borsch, able to break 2 different tackles. Still brings up 4th down, and the Vikings will be forced to punt. 8-yard pickup that time by Borsch. Again, he broke 2 different tackles that time. Redmond had him behind the line, was able to break free. Got it out to the 13-yard line, able to break that tackle. Stricker to receive the punt. Good snap, end-over-end kick. Stricker on the run from midfield, near side. Gets to the 45, dances his way to the 40, cuts to his left, and that's all. Forward progress to the 40-yard line before he is covered up there. Getting down on the play defensively, Keno Bennett. Return of 9 yards to the 40-yard line. So with 4:44 to go here in the 3rd, Carthage will get it 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Vikings, leading 32-7. Handoff. Boucher, big run inside the 35 down to the 30-yard line. Jacob Boucher with a nice run. His 2nd carry today, his longest run of the day, moves the chains forward. Gain of 12 on the play by Jacob Boucher, the sophomore from Mukwonago. Billy Dury at quarterback has Boucher to his right. Tight end Limbaugh on a wing to the right side. Single receiver right side is Eddie L. Jalen Dennis in a slot along with Vercelli. And they'll hand it off to Boucher again. Circles through the middle, big hole, 20, cuts it out to the left hash mark inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. 14-yard pickup for Jacob Boucher. So runs of 12 and 14 for Jacob Boucher. Redmond back inside the red zone at the Viking 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Dury fakes the handoff to Boucher. Pump fakes, comes back right side. Diving grab inside the 10. Falling to the turf with it is Eddie L. They'll mark him down at the 8. He was going down on that low throw. 6th catch of the day for Eddie L. Dury again, play fake. He's going to run. Fakes the handoff to Boucher, tries to run left, cuts it back up the middle, and runs into a stone wall in Harold Alexander. 5'7", 250, a senior at defensive tackle, able to make the stop. So a gain of 1 makes it 3rd and 2 from the 7-yard line. Dury hands it off. Fontenot lowers the shoulder, drives forward to the 5-yard line. I think he's going to be stopped just a hair shy of the first down. Good run by Fontenot that time. That second charge didn't quite get him to the stick. 4th and less than a yard here for the Redmen. Ball inside the 5-yard line. They need to cross the 4 for the first down. So 4th and inches. They'll rearrange the formation here. They'll bring Stricker here to the near side, send Dennis and L to the left side with Dennis in a slot. Fontenot will be the single back. Limbaugh the tight end left side. Dury takes the snap. They'll hand it off to Fontenot, and he'll be stopped for no gain. Actually lost a yard as the Vikings able to stop Fontenot behind the line of scrimmage. Anish was there to make that play on a blitz that time. So North Park will take over at their own 7-yard line on the 2-yard loss by Fontenot. 2:04 to go here in the third. 32-7. Redmond now 2 for 6 on 4th downs today. Let's see if we can strip the ball from Borsch here. He's coughed it up a couple of times today. Borsch, the quarterback, working from the pistol. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls back to his right. On the run, throws on the run, completes the pass out to the far side. Across the 10, out to the 12-yard line with it is Thomas Knight. Knight, the freshman out of Hammond, Indiana. That is his second catch today. Gain of about 4 out to the, you make it a gain of 5 out to the 12-yard line, brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Minute and a half to go here in the third. So 2nd and 5 from the 12-yard line. Redmond showing blitz. They pick it up and they complete the pass across the 20 out to the 24-yard line, and a nice catch by Stephen Gminski, the freshman out of Brookfield, Illinois. Gminski, that is his first catch today, and it will be enough for a first down. Gain of 12 out to the 24-yard line for Gminski. Clock under a minute to go now here in the third. So Borsch now with some room to work. 3 receivers to the right, single back in the backfield is Harris. Low snap again, Borsch able to grab it. Now go back over the middle through the hands of Harris, incomplete. Kevin O'Boyle was ready to bring the lumber that time on Harris, and he got the alligator arms on that pass. Clock stopped, 46 seconds to play in the quarter. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 from their own 24-yard line as the sun starts to peek through the cloudiness here at Keller Field. And what has been a cold and raw Saturday afternoon. Blitz coming, snap, bounces back to Borsch. He's in trouble, gets out of it. Will run it across the 25 out to the 29-yard line. That time the snap end over end back to Borsch that time. On the ground, was able to pick it up and scramble up the middle for a gain of 5 out to the 29-yard line. So 3rd and 5 from the 29. Vikings 2 for 8 on 3rd downs this afternoon. Harris in the backfield. Single receiver to the left is Knight. 2 receivers to the right. They'll drag the man in motion. That's Gminski. Borsch takes the snap, drops back, throws short, coming back for Knight as time expires here in this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books here at Keller Field in Kenosha. Carthage leading 32-7 over North Park. We'll be back with our 4th quarter after this on AM 1050 WLIP.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Our fourth quarter will begin with a fake punt, as rolling out to the right with it and coming back near side across the 30, out of bounds at the 37-yard line. The fake punt picks up the first down for North Park. There is a penalty marker on the play inside the 30. So illegal formation, the call against North Park. They had 5 men in the backfield, so that will negate what was a first down. So they'll replay the fourth down. So they'll step it off from the line of scrimmage. They'll move it back to the 24-yard line. Kyle Rooker, the head coach, arguing his point with the line judge and the referee, disagreeing with that call that there were 5 men in the backfield. So they tried the fake punt. John Voinovich, if you're keeping track, that's 3 trick plays today. Remember, I had the over. We had a flea flicker, we had a double reverse flea flicker, and now the fake punt. So it'll be 4th and 10. Well, we've got that on tape anyways. Be nice to look at that and how that, the film session tonight. Again, if you're looking for something to do tonight, you follow Carthage football. We invite you out to the GRC Recreation Center, Green Bay Road, just south of 52nd Street tonight at 8 o'clock. Film session going on as Javon Stricker catches the punt, takes it across midfield, out of bounds right at the midfield stripe. So Carthage ball at midfield, early here in the fourth, leading 32-7. Well, not much doubt around the league right now. Wheaton leading Carroll 51-6, that game in the fourth. North Central a 68-7 lead over Elmhurst going into the fourth quarter. Illinois Wesleyan now has scored 18 unanswered to take a 25-12 lead over Milliken in Bloomington. Jalen Dennis will take the first snap of this drive. Drops back, wants to throw, looking to set up the screen to Fontenot. Fontenot down the left side, across the 45-40, 35-30, he'll break it. Fontenot will take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Redmond. A screen pass from midfield goes 50 yards for the touchdown. The Redmond add to their lead, 38-7. A beautifully designed screen pass to the near side from Dennis to Fontenot, and he'll take it all the way 50 yards for the touchdown.
With 14:32 left in the ballgame, Carthage 38, North Park 7.
We got an injured North Park player down on the play, back at the 35-yard line. I believe that's Keno Bennett, the safety, tried to come up, make a play, and injured a right leg as he is being assisted to the North Park sideline. So a 50-yard screen pass thrown by Jalen Dennis. So now Dennis with 3 touchdown passes today, and Dury with 3 touchdown passes today. Fontenot, his first touchdown reception of the day. Kyle Kursick on to kick the extra point here. Dury will snap. Stricker will hold. Snap by Dury, the hold by Stricker, the kick by Kursak is up, and it is good. 38-7. Happy bunch of Redmen on that special teams. Dury and Stricker, guys that are called on here to back up. Dury long snapping. Stricker not normally the holder. That's Brett Patton who normally holds. He is out with a knee injury, so Stricker pressed into duty, and so far he's done a pretty darn good job. He's held on to all of the extra point attempts. Kursak has missed 2 today, but drilled that one through to make it 39-7. Our game today brought to you in part by Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, located on Highway 50 just east of I-94, by Ruffalo's 2 Family Restaurant on 45th Street in Kenosha. Some great pizza over there at Ruffalo's 2. And by Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery, home of Mama P's, Ho-Ho Cakes, and more, located on Sheridan Road and 52nd Street in Kenosha. One play, 50 yards. The 50-yard screen pass from Dennis to Fontenot. Kursak with the kickoff. Derry will bobble and take at the 10, near side 20, 25, out across the 30, and wrestled down at the 38-yard line. Getting down on special teams for the Redmen, Will Ferry again today, the freshman, 5'9", listed as a wide receiver, able to get down there and make the stop. Redmen on the road next Saturday. They will be in Wheaton, McCulley Stadium. Battle of the Wheaton Thunder. Thunder pounding Carroll 51-6, that game in the 4th quarter. That will be a tough one. So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line for North Park to start this drive, now trailing 39-7. They'll fake the handoff to Harris. Borsch going to throw back left side, and it's incomplete, intended for Hendrick. Beyond him and just in front of Tommy Williams that time. So we got Williams out there along with Anthony Martin, Keith Freeman, Jeremiah Baker out there now here on the near side. Here's secondary. Nathan Ricken also in there defensively. Jake Lampy out there as one of the defensive linemen, along with Tyler Beckwith. And Borsch takes a low snap again, comes back near side, completes the pass here to Knight. Knight breaks the tackle out across the 40 and roped down at the 45-yard line. Joe Montoya with the tackle.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Borsch took a shot as he delivered that football, and he is counting stars over there inside the 30-yard line. So bring up a 3rd and 3. Borsch is going to have to come out for one play here. Who's going to be the backup quarterback here? Is it going to be Melvin Bobo, or is it going to be the freshman Daniel McMahon? Looks like McMahon is going to go out there and take this snap. Talking things over with Kyle Rooker, the head coach and offensive coordinator. So this will be Daniel McMahon, a 6'2 freshman, in to take this snap for Grant Borsch. Third and 3 from their own 44. McMahon Going to keep it. Comes up the right side with first down and more. Gets it inside the Redmond 40 and puts a shoulder into Jeremiah Baker at the 37-yard line. So Daniel McMahon, a little extra on that end of the run, put a shoulder into Jeremiah Baker, sending him on his keister that time. Grant Borish is back in there. Had to come out for that one play because time was called for his injury. So McMahon, a 19-yard rush to the Redmond 37, first down, North Park. McMahon wants to throw. Back over the middle, ball's deflected in the air, and it's intercepted. Keith Freeman, 25-30, 35 and out of bounds at the Redmond 40-yard line. Keith Freeman with the pick. Now a little extracurricular here on the Redmond sideline as a couple of North Park players come in. Not much to chirp about when you're down 39-7. Another turnover by the Vikings. This time it's an interception by Keith Freeman. Third takeaway today by the Redmen. They'll mark it at the Carthage 41-yard line with 13 minutes to go here in the fourth. Redmond will take over following the interception, leading 39-7. Peyton Lingle in now as a running back. He'll take the handoff from Dennis. Cuts back right side. Ooh, he had some room. He was tripped up at the last second that time by Latuli. Uluo Latuli able to make the stop, the leading tackler on this North Park team, coming into the game with 57 stops on the year. Short gain of 2 brings up second down 8. Ball at the 43 of the Redmen. This time it's Dury taking the snap. He will survey the field, wants to throw. Comes back near side, catch is made by Eddie L., gets out of bounds across midfield at the 47 of the Vikings. Should be enough for a first down, and it is. They'll move the sticks. Well, I'll tell you what, Eddie L. has had a nice ball game today. That's his 7th reception for 71 yards. A 9-yard pickup there. He's had a long of 18 today. Eddie L. stepping up in place of Brett Patton today, who's out with the knee injury. This time Dennis on the snap. Hands it off. Jacob Boucher got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it before he is driven backwards. Jacob Boucher, the sophomore out of Mukwonago. That's his 4th carry today. Pickup of 1 on the play for Boucher. Second down 9. Ball at the North Park 47-yard line. Dennis to take the snap. Gives it to Boucher again. Breaks it left side, inside the 45. Pulled down from behind near the 43-yard line, inbounds. Latuli again in on that stop for North Park. Be short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Redmen. Dury quickly takes the snap. Hands it off. Boucher, first down and more. Down the near sideline and out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They will mark him out near the 27. 15-yard pickup and another first down. Boucher with his longest run of the day of 15 yards. He's had a nice afternoon. He is the leading ground gainer for the Redmen now with 47 yards. This time Fontenot tried to burst up the middle. Takes it inside the 27 down to about the 26-yard line. Gain of about 1. Again, Latuli was in there on the stop. He is slow to get up, and now time is called for Latuli.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Stops the clock with 10:19 to play. Redmond leading 39-7. Don't forget tonight we've got a soccer doubleheader beginning at 5 o'clock it'll be the Lady Reds and the Augustana Vikings at 5, followed by the Redmen and Vikings at 7:30. Two big soccer matches as both teams needing wins tonight to make the conference tournament next week. Dury takes the snap, fakes the handoff, wants to throw, looking for Stricker. Back shoulder catch, touchdown Redmond. It was thrown to the back shoulder. Stricker went up, got it with his hand. He'll give a high five to Dury. And for Stricker, that is his third touchdown reception of the day. Makes it a 45-7 Redmond lead. 22-yard pickup for Dury, his fourth touchdown pass today. Stricker, his third touchdown reception of the day. Kursek to attempt the extra point. Dury will snap, Stricker the hold. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 10:06 to play, 46-7 Redmond in front of North Park. We'll break for a 60 timeout. This is Carthage football on AM 1050 WLIP.
Set to kick for the Redmen. Darian Hendrick back for the Vikings.
Kursak's kickoff will bounce and go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. North Park will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35. 7-play, 59-yard drive, capped off by the Dury to Stricker 22-yard touchdown pass. Again, a nice grab by Stricker as he got inside the 5-yard line, turned around. The ball was thrown a little bit behind and to his back shoulder.
On the kicking team. If I roll that ball, will be spotted at the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the receiving team.
So the kick going out of bounds puts the ball at the 35-yard line. For Dury, 4 touchdown passes today, 20 of 38, 262 yards and 4 touchdowns. And for Stricker today, 5 receptions, 94 yards and 3 touchdowns. Borsch with a penalty marker down, will throw it here to the near side. It's dropped by the receiver. Looking for Thomas Knight that time, but his hard count got the Redmen to jump offside. This will be 5 free ones here for North Park. Again, you want to be a nitpick about this one, you got to talk about the penalties today. That's the 9th penalty on the Redmen today.
Offsides on the defense, number 92. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
133 yards in penalties today against the Redmen. So 1st and 5 from the 40-yard line. Borsch, who was out briefly with an injury, back in there. Takes the snap. Now on the scramble, dumps it off the middle to A.J. Harris, makes the catch across the 45 and brought down near the 47-yard line. That'll be enough for a North Park 1st down. Second reception of the day for Harris. So a gain of 8 and a 1st down. Clock rolling, 9.5 minutes to play.
Officials timeout for injury.
Harris hurt on that play. He has to come out. So this will be Jeremiah Thomas, a 5'7" freshman out of Renton, Washington. in at running back now. 3 receivers left. Thomas, the single back in the backfield behind Borsch, working out of the pistol. Looks to swing it out, completes the pass to Hendrick. Hendrick, far side across the 45, dives forward near the 50-yard line. Gain of about 3. Bring up a 2nd down and 7. Joaquin to foul. The left tackle lost his helmet, so he's got to come out for one play. So a 2nd and 7 here for North Park from midfield. Borsch going to roll right, throws on the run, completes the pass here to the near side, inside the 42-yard line with the catch. That is Stefan Gaminski. He'll pick up the 1st down to the Redmond 41-yard line. Well, Borsch going to air it out left side, ball in the air, and it's broken up, incomplete. Looking for Knight down that far sideline. On coverage for the Redmen that time was Tommy Williams. Also Eric Mullen out there now in the secondary. Matt Herman, a freshman, out there as well. Press coverage here on the single receiver. As Borsch looking left all the way. Now has to get rid of it. Throws that one away and incomplete. Ball was tipped as he got it away that time, as he got pressure up the middle provided by the Redmen. It was Jalen Reams in there now, a defensive lineman, a freshman. So Carthage now going with all backups here late in this 4th quarter. Again, going with 3 down. You got Lampy out there along with Reams and Tyler Beckwith with a hand down on the ground. Your 3 defensive linemen. Carthage going in a 3-4 today because of injury, and now we got a false start here on North Park. One of the few penalties today on the Vikings.
False start. Number 8 in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 3rd down.
Drexler, Jacob Drexler, a freshman wide receiver in there now. Jumped. He will come out. Thomas Knight in for Drexler. .16 to go. 46-7 Redmond. Carthage going to get to 4 wins in conference play to get to 4-3 on the year. Go to 4-4 overall as Borsch takes the snap. Dances around the pocket, now scrambles left side. Throws on the run, has a receiver out there inside the 20 with the catch and wrestled down to the 15-yard line. Minsky with the catch, the freshman wide receiver. His 3rd reception of the day, all the way down to the Redmond 15-yard line. Caro able to make the stop. 1st and 10 from the Redmond 15-yard line. 2nd time today the Vikings have gone into the red zone. Play fake, Borsch going to run it. Left side, Borsch to the 15, angles his way left side out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They will mark him out at the 12. Gain of 3 that time on a designed run for Grant Borsch. Gaminski with the reception today. That's a 31-yard reception, the longest of the day by the North Park offense. This time they'll line up 2 receivers here to the near side with a tight end, Naheem Smith, near side as well, and a wing. Borsch takes the snap, looks back, now throws. Ball is nearly picked off and dropped in the end zone. Incomplete. It was thrown short. Almost coming away with the interception was Eric Mullen, the defensive back, who was dropping back in zone coverage. And we're looking for Hendrick that time in the back of the end zone. And Eric Mullen just simply dropping back in his zone, nearly got a pick. 3rd and 8. From just inside the 12-yard line. Borsch rolling to his right. Now looks to get rid of it. Does. Catch is made at the 8-yard line. Going to be short of the first down, as going out with it is Gminski. Toe tapped at the 8 and out of bounds there. Brings up 4th and about 3 here for North Park. Need to get to the 5-yard line. Clock winding down now, 6:40 to play. Redmond up 46-7. Harris back in there now at a running back. He had been out injured earlier in the series. Gminski in motion, now lines up in a slot left as Borsch gets rid of it quickly. They throw underneath. Catch is made. Touchdown, Naheem Smith. Going left to right, or right to left, I should say, to the left corner of the end zone is Naheem Smith. That is his 2nd touchdown reception of the day. And in the midst of celebrating that touchdown, he injured himself on the sideline. So just running a drag route across the middle of the field, Borsch able to find him for his 2nd touchdown pass of the day, both to Smith. This one from 8 yards out. Santillan on for the extra point. Dalton McKay will hold. Snap, spot, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. 46-14 with 6:15 to play here in Kenosha. A 10-play, 65-yard drive for North Park. It was Grant Borsch hitting Naheem Smith from 8 yards out. It makes it a 46-14 ball game. North Central now leading Elmhurst 75-7. Brock Rudder today with 6 touchdown passes. Ethan Greenfield with 2 rushing touchdowns to go with 182 yards for North Central. 4 minutes to play in Elmhurst. They lead the Blue Jays 75-7. Wheaton defeated Carroll today 51-12. And with 7 minutes to go down in Bloomington, Illinois Wesleyan pulling away from Milliken now. That was a 12-7 ball game at the half. They have scored 33 unanswered to lead the Big Blue 40-12. Santillan's kick will go to Eddie L. Across the 20, up the middle of the 30. 35, tries to cut back left side and pulled down there is Eddie L. Getting down there on special teams for North Park, James Duke, freshman. So it'll be Carthage ball from their own 36 with 6:06 to play, leading 46-14. We're at Wheaton next Saturday afternoon, 12:30 broadcast, 1 o'clock kick from McCulley Stadium in Wheaton. Carthage and the 5th-ranked Thunder. Then they'll be returning home on the 16th. Penalty flag at the snap. It's coming around the near side is Boucher. He'll be wrestled down across the 40 out to the 43-yard line, but we had a flag at the snap. Now a late flag after the tackle as Boucher I think maybe flagged for an unsportsmanlike. Let's see. Much to the chagrin of Dustin Haas out there. Line judge threw the flag at the snap. And Boucher, as he came around, got a stiff arm into McKay and got taken down out of bounds. And as both players disengaged, there was some pushing and shoving, and I think Boucher may have been flagged for an unsportsmanlike. Waiting for the referee to sort this out. Jeremy Reed today. He gets a negative today for that inadvertent whistle back in the first half that cost the Redmen a touchdown. Jalen Dennis would have had a touchdown had he not blown his whistle on the late play fake that he pulled the ball out of the belly of Fontenot, and the referee thought it was a Fontenot on the carry, and Fontenot hit the turf, blew his whistle. And here is the penalty call here. Might be offsetting. Let's see.
There are multiple fouls on the play. During the play, encroachment on the defense. That foul has been accepted. Will enforce 5 yards in the previous spot. Repeat first down. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 22 of the defense. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 24 of the offense. Those fouls will offset. Results is now first down and 5.
Well, McKay and Boucher both flagged for unsportsmanlike. Their first unsportsmanlike penalties of the game. You're allowed 2. You get your second one, you get to go warm up. First and 5. Boucher gets the call, tries to go up the middle. Not much there, maybe a yard, if any, for Jacob Boucher. Redmond with 171 yards on the ground today, 387 in the air. Two-headed monster of Dury and Dennis today, 26 of 44 for 387 yards. Gain of 1, second and 4. Ball at the Redmond 42-yard line. Jalen Dennis at quarterback on this snap. Fakes the handoff to Boucher, tries to come around left side, has some running room. Flag down on the play as he darts out of bounds near the Redmond 45-yard line. 3 flags on the play, all near the 40-yard line.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Holding, number 64 of the offense. That penalty will be declined. Holding, number 78 of the offense. That foul will be accepted. 10 yards to the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
Holding the call against the left side of the Redmond offensive line. Drew Neville and Omar Roberts. Both guilty of a hold. Neville's penalty declined. Roberts' penalty accepted. Moves the ball back to the Redmond 32-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 14 for Carthage with 5 minutes to go, leading 46-14. Dury, play fake, wants to throw, back near side, catch is made, toe tapping and going out of bounds with the catch, Kyle Kursak, the senior with a reception, his first catch of the year. Been doing the place kicking today in front of David Collins, who's out with an injury. Able to get involved on the offense. Pickup of 10 makes it a 3rd and 4. Again, Dury with the fake. Hits Jalen Dennis, the ball knocked out of his hands, incomplete. Led Dennis right into the safety that time, actually the middle linebacker, Gary Anish. Brings up 4th down, and I think for just the second time today, the Redmen are going to punt. Special team unit comes on. Jalen Dennis will do the punting here. Nobody deep here for the Vikings. They're going to sell out here and try and get a punt block. Good snap. Jalen gets this one away. Takes a favorable Redmond bounce inside the 20 and will roll dead at the inside the 17-yard line. 41-yard punt. For Dennis, and so North Park will take over on their own 17 with 4:25 remaining, trailing 46-14. Our game today brought to you in part by Westosha Sports Complex, Zero to Hero Conditioning. Visit westoshasportscomplex.com. By Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center on Highway 50 and 39th Avenue in Kenosha. And by Bob Roman's Kenosha Nissan and Vigiano Insurance Agency. Call Steve and he'll shop for your insurance needs. Pass is incomplete. Jacob Drexler, the intended receiver. The ball was thrown short by McMahon. So we've got Daniel McMahon in there now at quarterback to finish this one out for North Park today. Borsch today, 16 of 33 for 157 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, was sacked 5 times. Second down and 10. McMahon going to hand it off. Not much there. Stout defense by the Redmond reserves that time. Able to hold Thomas to a gain. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 10. Traylon Hess in on that stop for Carthage. Brings up 3rd and 10 here with the clock rolling, 3:45 to play. Again, soccer tonight here at Art Keller Field. Women's soccer at 5, men's soccer at 7:30, both against Augustana. Both the Lady Reds and Redmond will need a victory tonight to try and secure berth in the 4-team conference tournament next week. McMahon going to throw. Throws a dart across the 35 out to the 37-yard line, and a first down. Gain of 20 on the play. Smith on the reception, Naeem Smith. That is his 5th reception of the day. Tell you what, McMahon's got an arm. He's a freshman making his first appearance of the season. Daniel McMahon, 6'2". We know he can run. He took down Baker on the end of a run. Now he's got a pretty good arm. From their own 36, 1st and 10. McMahon rolling to his right. Throws it out short. Ball is incomplete. Intended for Drexler here on the near side. That's the second time they've tried to find Drexler. Rolling right and throwing it short. So second down, 10, 36-yard line. Clock stopped, 3 minutes to go. Redmond well in front here. Thomas with the carry, and he's going to be wrapped up immediately for a loss back near the 35-yard line. Jimmy White in there on the stop for Carthage. So you got White in there now, up front along with Jalen Reams and Traylon Hess. And the Redmond going with 3 down linemen here today for the first time this season. And this is all due to injuries. Cam Stubblefield, Jacob Seimer, and Brett Sullivan, all 3 defensive linemen held out of the game today because of injury. 3rd and 12. McMahon's going to air it out, far side, ball in the air, and it'll go incomplete. Intended receiver out there on that far side. Looking for Malagoa. No, check that, 85, Gaminsky, the intended receiver. And so 4th down, and North Park will punt it away with 2:11 to go. Stricker to receive this punt, and then we'll see a couple of knees here by the Redmond to get out of this cold here this afternoon. And a long afternoon, a 3-hour game here today. End over end kick. Stricker will fair catch at the 32-yard line with 2:07 to go. Victory formation here, I believe. So the Redmond today Over 500 yards of offense, 7 touchdown passes, 4 thrown by Dury, 3 by Dennis today. A couple of players stepping up. Eddie L. III with 7 receptions today for 71 yards. Leading receiver today. They'll hand it off. Peyton Lingle coming up the middle, out near the 40-yard line. Gain of about 8 on the play for Lingle. And a new quarterback in there now for the Redmen, J.K. Crespo, the 5'11 sophomore. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw over the middle, nearly picked off, incomplete. Surprised the Redmen throwing here. Looking for Kurzak that time, was nearly intercepted by the corner, just backing
Ineligible
out.
player downfield.
Kendall
Number 65
Summers.
in the offense. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
Alex Pavlov, the right tackle, guilty of being downfield. He's played a good game today. He got a big club on that left hand. He had a broken hand earlier this season. Getting back out there playing with that club on that left hand. Second down, 8. Peyton Lingle off the handoff, just runs it up the middle, out to the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 1. Brings up 3rd and 6 now for the Redmen. Clock rolling, minute 20 remaining. Redmen up 46-14. Redmen will go to 4-4 overall, 4-3 in conference play, and that's significant. I'll tell you about that in just a minute as Crespo wants to throw again, this time looking for L, and this time it is picked off. Intercepted by Kendall Summers. North Park will take over with 1:07 to play. It's important because the Redmen are trying to get to 5 conference wins. That'll be the first time they can get to 5 wins since the 2004 playoff run by the Redmen football team. You have to go all the way back to the late 70s when Art Keller was the coach. The last time before that, the Redmen had won 5 or more conference games. So that's what's at stake here over the next 2 weeks. McMahon back out there now, quarterback, following the interception from the 45-yard line. He wants to throw, and he's going to go down. Sacked on the play by Jalen Reams. Reams, a freshman defensive lineman, with his first sack of the year. Good pressure all the way around between Reams and his counterpart, Traylon Hess. Loss of 2, second down, 12. McMahon wants to throw it again here. Again under pressure, steps up, delivers, incomplete. Intended here to the near side for Thomas Knight. That stops the clock with 30 seconds to go in this one. Again, we've got soccer here tonight at Art Keller Field. On the air tonight, 6:45, got Raider football. Racine Raiders taking on Detroit. 6:45 broadcast, 7 o'clock kickoff right here on 1050 WLIP. Well, 3rd and 12 from their own 43. What do you think? They're going to throw it again? That's indeed what they'll do. McMahon looking to toss. McMahon now on the scramble. McMahon will go down, coughed up the ball. It's picked up by the Redmen. A scoop up here by one of the Redmen defenders. Coming away with it is Michael Baccaro. Baccaro out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Baccaro has played an outstanding second half here today for the Redmen, and he caps it off with a fumble recovery. The 5th time that the 4th time that the Vikings have put it on the ground here today, and the 3rd recovery by the Redmen. The Redmen will come out in victory formation here. They will win their 5th straight over North Park. And they will increase their lead in the all-time series at 58-1 all-time against North Park. Dury will take the snap for the victory formation. And this one is officially in the books. 46-14, the Redmen with the victory. Even their overall mark now at 4-4. They get to 4-3 in conference play. 46-14, the final. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break.
That is the end.
Back with our post game, including a visit with head coach Dustin Haas when we return. Carthage a winner, 46-14 on AM 1050 WLIP. Carthage Redmen football players singing the alma mater down below us here today as they win this one 46-14 over the North Park Vikings. John Weiser back with you at Art Keller Field in Kenosha. The Redmen now at 4-4 on the season and 4-3 in conference play. Our game today brought to you in part by Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road. Big thank you to Mason's today for providing breakfast for the team. You can get breakfast 7 days a week at Mason's Eatery and Pub located on Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road in Kenosha. By Building Waters, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, that's what they do. And don't forget refrigeration too. By Francetic Tax Resolution, don't get frantic, get Francetic. Go to 262tax.com. By Luigi's Pizzeria on 39th Avenue, just south of Highway 50. Something different, a sports fan Fantasyland located on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. By Berkshire Hathaway Epic Realty. By Sinus and Snoring MD, Dr. Swerdlin. His office is located on Green Bay Road in Kenosha. By our fine friends at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 on Highway 50. By Ruffalo's 2 Family Restaurant on 45th Street in Kenosha. By Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery, that's home of Mama P's Ho-Ho Cakes and more. That's on Sheridan Road and 52nd Street in Kenosha. By Wingstop of Kenosha on Highway 50. By Bob Rorman's Kenosha Nissan. By Vigiano Insurance Agency. Call Steve and he'll shop for your insurance needs. By S.J. Crystal's Menswear. For the finest in men's fashions, it's clearly S.J. Crystal's on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. By Dickey's Barbecue Pit, I-94 and Highway 50 across from Woodman's. By Westosha Sports Complex, Zero to Hero Conditioning. Visit westoshasportscomplex.com. redmen.com. And by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center. They're located on Highway 50 in 39th Avenue and Roosevelt Road inside the Triangle in Kenosha. John Weiser back with you here at Art Keller Field. Carthage a 46-14 victory over North Park. So we run down some of the final numbers for you today. We can tell you that the Redmen rolled up over 500 yards of offense here today. 186 on the ground, 397 in the air, for a total of 583 yards today. The quarterback duo of Billy Dury and Jalen Dennis combined for 27 of 47 for 397 yards and 7 touchdowns today. And the receiving corps stepping up big time. Again, Brett Patton lost to the team with a knee injury last week. So a couple of players stepping up here today, stepped up their game, including Eddie L. III, the leading receiver here today, with 7 catches for 71 yards, along of 18. Sammy Limbaugh also stepping up at that tight end position. Coming into the game today with only 3 receptions, he finished the day with 5 catches for 48 yards. On the ground today, Dana Fontenot, 15 carries for 63 yards, along of 17, but Jacob Boucher had an outstanding day as well. Boucher, 7 carries for 53 yards, along of 16, and that coming in the second half of our game here today. So the Redmen getting some key contributions from some younger players here today as they go on to win by a score of 46-14. As we mentioned, 186 yards on the ground, 397 yards in the air. Redmen with just 1 turnover today, and that was the interception thrown here late. And they force 5 fumbles today, recovering 3 of them. 1 here in the final minute as they go on to 583 yards. They limit North Park to just 180 yards today, only 1 rushing yard today, right at their season average. The Vikings came in averaging 0.6 yards per carry, so I guess that's a push. They advance out over their season average, getting just 1 total yard of rushing, 179 in the air. And Redmen converting 9 of 19 on 3rd down here today. And the Redmen win time of possession. 35 minutes and change for the Redmen, just short of 25 minutes today in possession time for the Vikings. Vikings on 3rd down today were 5 of 15. They converted their only 4th down here in the second half. And it was just too much of the Redmen here today. Carthage winning their 5th straight in this series now. They have now won 50 games in this 59 meeting of this series with North Park. Redmen now 58-1 all time against North Park. Breaking it down again individually today, Billy Dury, 21 of 40 for 272 yards and 4 touchdowns, along of 42 today. That was to Javon Stricker. Jalen Dennis, 6 for 6 passing today, 125 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did take 2 sacks here today, but Dennis equally effective at quarterback. Then on the receiving end today, Stricker today, 5 receptions for 94 yards and 3 touchdowns, along of 42. Dennis, 5 receptions for 79 yards and a touchdown. Dana Fontenot, 3 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown. That came on a 50-yard screen pass here in the second half. Eddie L. III, tell you what, he probably should get a game ball today. Stepping in for Brett Patton today, 7 catches for 71 yards, along of 18. Sammy Limbaugh, 5 receptions for 48 yards. Cole Vercelli, 1 for 17. Kyle Kursak getting a reception here late in the 4th quarter, 1 for 10. And I said running the football, it was Fontenot today, 15 carries for a 50 yards today. Boucher officially 7 carries for 53 yards today. He was the leading ground gainer today, the sophomore out of Mukwonago. Dennis, 9 carries for 40 yards. Lingle, 10 for 31. Dury, 4 carries for a net of 13. The Redmen roll here today, 46-14 the final, joined now by head coach Dustin Haas, this is what the doctor ordered here. Try and get that game last week out of your mouth and get this one in to enjoy here today.
Yeah, it's a good team win. We had a lot of guys step up. We had some guys that were banged up, and some of the younger guys, some of the second team guys stepped up, and they played really, really well. I think you kind of look at Kyle Kursak, a guy that's a wide receiver and stepped in and kicked for us today. Obviously, Eddie L had a big game. Jake Boucher, he's bounced around from wide out and running back, and he came in and had a great day. And I think you saw what Jalen and Billy did. Had a great day, and a lot of that credit goes to those guys up front. I thought we played very, very well all day long.
I thought RJ Chedester, the offensive coordinator, had it dialed up right today. He got the plays in that he needed. He got the packages in that he needed, and the guys delivered today.
Yeah, they were very fluid. He did a good job preparing those guys throughout the week and putting them in situations to be successful, and I think they capitalized today.
I think the big worry coming in, you and I talked at breakfast today, the fact that you got to be locked in mentally today. Guys know what was at stake here. You got a winning record. I think talent-wise, a little bit better talent. You got a winless team coming in here. You just got to keep it locked in mentally today. And I thought for the most part, you were able to handle some of their trick plays well today.
Yeah, our guys were very focused. We prepped them all week on the trick play stuff, some of the stuff they'd see. And really, I thought the thing they probably did the best job is they didn't respond a lot. It was a very dirty team. You could see they had a couple late hits out of bounds. A couple were called. Bunch weren't. And I thought they did a great job keeping their composure and in responding, which was in part due to their focus coming in and understanding what that game was about.
Yeah, defensively, I thought a good game today as well. You held them to just 1 yard rushing, 180 yards total, 179 in the air, and you took their ground game away.
They did a good job. We played with a 3 down front due to quite a few injuries, and I think those 3 guys up front did a great job of playing off blocks and really opening stuff up for the linebackers. I wouldn't be surprised if both Ship and O'Boyle had a lot of tackles today.
Yeah, they did. They were in on a lot of stops today. You forced some turnovers early, forced some fumbles, got Borsch to kind of throw on the run a little bit and lost control of the football. He recovered 3 fumbles today, so guys were active up front today.
They did a great job. Tackled, not great, but better than we have. And obviously they came to the football with some authority, knocking the ball out as many times as they did.
Yeah, for the fact that you missed 3 extra points today, this could have been a lot bigger margin of victory here today, so take it for what it's worth, I guess, right?
There's no doubt. We left some points on the board, some drives that stalled out in the red zone that we didn't finish that, could have ended in field goals or, if we would have executed better, led to more points and more touchdowns.
Overall, your thought on the way your team played here today?
Overall, I love it. They came out and they played hard. They continue to keep working and getting better. They keep taking coaching, and it's been a next man up situation, and they've the guys that have gotten their chance have responded really well. So very proud of those guys. Again, very proud of their composure today in the face of some of the stuff that was going on out there. They did a great job.
Yeah, I thought the other thing on special teams today I thought was special was the fact that a new holder in there, because Patton has been the holder. He's out with an injury. You got Stricker in there. Stricker didn't muff any of the kicks. It was just a couple that were kicked left of the upright, but he got the ball down.
Yeah, Stricker did a great job. You can't say enough about that kid. He comes to work every day. He's mentally locked in. He's focused all the time. He works hard. He makes his teammates better. He's a captain for us, phenomenal kid, and we asked him to come in and be the holder, and he didn't miss a beat.
55 receptions on the year now for Stricker. 3 more touchdowns today. He's got 7 on the year, and it's taken a while, but quarterbacks have finally found Javon Stricker, and I think the league now knows about this 5'9" junior out of Palatine.
Oh, there's no doubt he's an all-league kid. You saw North Central have to scheme him a lot. And obviously, if you play a team like North Park that doesn't try to scheme him, you see him score 3 touchdowns. So he's a kid that he's a force to be reckoned with, and can't say enough about him as a kid outside of football, and it's showing up on the football field as well.
I was going to say, they tried some single coverage on him with McKay, and that just was not working out. I think McKay was flagged twice today for interference calls on passes where Stricker had turned around, was looking for the ball, and McKay had his back to the play.
Yep. He does a great job of, especially because they tried to press him all day, which I don't know if that's the best move against Stricker there without putting safety help over the top, and he did a good job of getting off the press and getting open, and that kid had all he could do to try to stay with him.
You're a defensive guy. You've been a defensive coordinator. You've been a 4-3 guy here since you've been here. To go 3-4, is that does that look? A couple of times you're like, hey, you got to do this. Oh, wait a minute, we're in a 3-man down. I can't fit that gap that way.
Yeah, some of the gap fits sometimes look a little funny to me, but when a guy comes flying through and makes a play, it all evens itself out. So, Coach Mullen and Coach P did a good job there, and Coach Lawson as well with the linebacker crew of spending all week, getting them right and learning those fits and how they're different and why they're different and what they need to do, and I thought they responded well.
And the secondary injuries there, too. You had Hoops was kind of questionable today. He gave it a go, but Jeremiah Baker kind of dinged up, was in and out a couple of times. But Keith Freeman, I thought, played exceptionally well in the corner, came away with a pick today.
He did. He had a good game, and he's a kid that kind of started for us at the beginning of the year, and him and Jeremiah have battled it out all fall camp, all fall really, and they both played a bunch of football, and Keith has grown a tremendous amount as a person, and I think you kind of see it in his play as well. He's kind of gotten a little more locked in as the year's gone on, and spent some more time with Coach P and has practiced a lot better, and I think it's starting to show up in the game.
How much is it that you talk to these guys about what football is in terms of what it's going to do for them down the road 4 or 5 years after graduation?
Probably 90% of the time. We say there's no separation between football and life, and who you are as a football player is who you are as a person. And our guys, are starting to kind of take that to heart. There's the way you do anything is the way you do everything is kind of what we tell them. And if you're a guy that's consistently going to class and putting the effort in, academically, and a guy that does the right things socially, typically we can count on you to do the right things on the football field.
Well, the scores from around the league today, I think you consider yourself lucky to escape Naperville with a 49-6 loss, because North Central pounded Elmhurst today 82-7. 82-7.
Yeah, they're trying to make a statement. They've got the one loss here, and they're still trying to get into the postseason. And part of that, unfortunately, is points scored, points against, and they're going to do whatever they can to get in the playoffs, and you saw that there.
Wesleyan with a win at home. They trailed at half, came back with 33 unanswered to beat Milliken today. Wash U at home defeated Augustana. So Carthage now sitting alone in 5th place now at 4-3, with Wheaton at 7-0, North Central 6-1, Washington University and Illinois Wesleyan each at 5-2.
It's a good competitive football league. We say that all the time. We're going to play good opponents week in, week out, and it's a fun, exciting, competitive league that our guys love being a part of.
We've talked about this matchup with Wheaton. Carthage has matched up pretty well the last 3-4 years now against this Wheaton Thunder. You get them next week on the road down at McCully.
Should be a fun game. They're a very, very good football team, probably the most talented Wheaton team that I've seen since I've been here. And, obviously that's reflected by, 4 or 5 in the country, something like that. They're always well coached. Coach Schweider does a great job with those guys, and you can see they're playing at a high level right now. So it should be a fun game, fun atmosphere to go be a part of.
My final question is, where's my candy from trick-or-treating, guys? Didn't you bring it? I got the family up here today. I got no candy. I was expecting a Tootsie Roll or maybe a peanut butter cup or something. You skipped trick-or-treating to be here to support Dad. I like that.
Oh, gotta love that.
You all get a high five for that one.
Some
you all get a high five.
Fans.
There you go, some Redmond fans. Oh, there's my John Voinovich with my Snickers candy bar. All right.
Johnny, always coming in the clutch. Always there when you need him.
Coach, enjoy this one. We'll see the film session tonight at 8 o'clock. Anybody want to come out to Gotormson, GRC Recreation Center and Green Bay Road, we'll show the film and grade the film out and have a couple of chicken wings or two.
You got it. You can ask us the how, the why, what we do, and why we do what we do, and it's always a good time.
And get tired of my raising my hand and answering the questions.
We got to limit you to 5 tonight. 5 questions for you tonight.
5 questions for me. Okay, I love it. Coach, congratulations on the win. Good luck next week. We'll be with you down at Wheaton for that one. And guys, good luck the rest of the way out, huh? We'll see you down at Wheaton next week? Yeah, okay. All right, Dustin, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, John.
You bet. Dustin Haas, head football coach for the Redmen here today as they post a 46-14 victory over North Park. And that will lead us into next Saturday as the Redmen will travel, play their final road game of the year next Saturday afternoon against the Wheaton Thunder from McCully Stadium. We'll be with you at 12:30 next Saturday afternoon for our broadcast, a 1 o'clock kick from McCully Stadium. For those of you on the video network, stay tuned. We've got soccer coming your way, women's soccer at 5. It'll be the Lady Reds and Augustana, followed by the Redmen and the Vikings at 7:30. Both teams need wins to make the conference tournament and a little bit of help. So hopefully they can get some home field advantage tonight and pick up a couple of wins. Leanne Ulmer's volleyball team taking 3 from Aurora this afternoon here at Tarbell Arena. So they're getting ready to host a semifinal matchup next Thursday in the conference tournament as the number 1 seed. They'll await the winner of the 5-6 matchup in the conference tournament that'll go on this week. So good luck to Leanne Ulmer and the women's volleyball team. My thanks this afternoon to our Carthage staff here, led by John Voinovich on the broadcast. Nolan, Catherine, Rebecca, Amber, Marie, Catherine, and Brandy all chipping in here and helping out. These are all Carthage students, all young Carthage students. Looks like we got a couple of freshmen and sophomores in there that are helping out with our broadcast here today. And, of course, John Voinovich directing it all here on the video presentation of our game on the video stream. My thanks to Scott DeLabio back at the WLIP studios for engineering our broadcast. For those of you on WLIP, stay tuned. 6:45 tonight. It'll be Racine Raider football as they take on Detroit. 6:45, the broadcast here on 1050 WLIP. I'm John Weiser, wishing you a very pleasant Saturday afternoon. Once again, the final score, Carthage 46, North Park 14. Until next Saturday, have a great week, everyone. Thank you, especially all of you, for tuning in to our broadcast here this afternoon on AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good afternoon, everyone.